Okay. Here we go.
Well, that's
There's the Nato expansion. Wait, no, this isn't even the build on. This is the one I used yesterday. Spirit Crusaders Turbo. There's no mill Granblue. I made a no mill Granblue. Yeah, I think you are first. Alright, hold on. This is gonna be the new build I'm gonna test today. It's gonna be my Spirit Crusaders Turbo, because I think that this is actually better. Critical triggers in Granblue always seems to be better for some reason, just because the deck is too slow. Hold up. Let me get the Granblue Turbo, I guess.
he actually had a sentinel in his hand.
Wait, where is it? Granblue Turbo. Here we go. Alright, so this is the main deck that we're going to be using. Or that I'm going to be using. Put it over there. I don't know if I'll use the other ones. But I'll definitely be using that one.
He's out of heals, so I know I can kill him next turn. As usual,
Antone,
he gets the card that he
you're the
needs.
first viewer so far. Hold up, I'm just doing some updates, some bookkeeping stuff here
Now.
before we get started.
Here they go. He's gonna restand.
Yeah,
He gets a stupid draw trigger.
Spirit Exceed is really good because it's the only 11k Vanguard. Because I
Why they
looked
added that extra effect?
after the stream yesterday.
It's really stupid.
I started looking at
The extra
like,
effect of they get to draw a card.
basically what went wrong with this build that I was using on stream yesterday. Well, this was stand trigger. So the original build was let me see. It was, I think, this. Something, yeah, it was this. Or, no, actually I think it was only 4 stands. I can't remember exactly. It may have been, I think, only 4 stands. But basically, it was this. So it was 3. Hold on, let me mute that. I don't know why. Okay. So it was basically the Crusaders Superior Ride Chain, but the deck seemed to underperform. Like in real world play, like in ranked play against, like the meta decks and other matchups, there would be issues that it would run into. I mean, like, this is a deck that looks good on paper, but in practice it lacks a lot of stuff. So actually, no, this wasn't even the build that I was using. This is a more updated, this is a more refined build. The original build was, no, maybe this was right. No, I think this was right, actually. I think it was only 3 Rune Shade. It was either 4 Rune Shade and 2 Petro.
Next time, don't use blow, dude.
Or 4 or
It's not
something
good
like that.
anymore.
Yeah.
That guy got destroyed.
I think Ezel, I think is easier to climb with than Granblue, though. But in this case, with Granblue, like, the biggest problem this deck had was, like, people could abuse the fact that
Now I'm taking on the people that aren't.
you're sitting on a 10k
Aichi.
Vanguard most of the time. So I figured, like, the deck lacked power columns. That's consistent power columns.
Oh my gosh, what kind of
So I
hand is this?
went ahead and I refined it. I guess save these changes because we're not really going to use
dear.
this deck. I need to move this one up. Actually, I came up with another one. I came up with a no mill Granblue because I also thought about how Ruin Shade creates a problem for the deck as well. Like, remember when I was running like 9 draw and we decked out like in 2 games, and then Ruin Shade would do annoying things like mill my PGs to the drop zone and stuff. So I thought, okay, if I don't want to mill, then I can play a deck that's more like grounded in terms of like you don't have to worry about the deck screwing you over due to random like RNG throwing triggers, throwing PGs in the drop zone. Sometimes it works amazing. Sometimes it throws you a Night Mist and, you know, like a Cositis or something on your turn 2, and then you can superior ride him later. So stuff like that. So I came up with this build as well. I think this one might be one worth testing out. But I got to thinking about Spirit Exceed and how Spirit Exceed basically is a Palamedes. He's literally Palamedes because as long as you have Night Spirit in the Soul, this thing is a 13k rear guard on your turn, so he can swing into a cross ride, he can swing into MLB. I mean, and the Vanguard himself, if Samurai Spirit is in the Soul, he's a 14k attacker. I mean, basically, he's just like Vermilion at that point. So, I mean, there's just so much good stuff to say about him.
Oh, come on, Drummer Man.
So
he has 500 points.
Yeah, that's the
he
thing.
Got 500 VP.
That's the thing that. Hold up. So yeah, Spirit Exceed's definitely worth running still. It's kind of sad in a way. It's disappointing that we got to run like the old Spirit Exceed, and it's interesting how Spirit Exceed outlasted Basskirk like by a lot. Like, this card's going to be in the deck for a long time.
I can't counterblast
because
now.
the deck isn't going to get any more support for a long time. So
how stupid.
So yeah, it is what it is. This guy's still good, so I like being able to do a lot with a card rather than having to rely on other cards. So I dropped the Witch Doctor, and I kept Nightstorm in at 1. I feel like this is probably the strongest build I could come up with. I really like Night Spirit after Captain Night Kid, like, didn't really... It kind of disappointed me in 2 of the games where... I'll never forget there was one game where I was relying on him to mill either Night Mist or... Cositis or something, and he didn't, like, they weren't in the top 10 cards, and I was like, seriously? So I went back to Night Spirit. I think Night Spirit's the best one because Night Spirit can turn your Thanatos into a 13k without a booster, so it's similar to Rough Seas Banshee, so that allows us to only run 1 Rough Seas Banshee. So I'm gonna go with Cositis Turbo and get this done.
Whatever.
Oh, let's do the character fights for now. Yeah, everybody's looking for the Ezzles. Now, I'm planning to just go to Legend 30, so I at least get 3 of them. If I can get the top 1,000, then that's going to be great. If not, then...
I messed up.
It doesn't really matter too much to me at this point, because I already have 4 Ezzles. I had 4 Ezzles by, like, the 3rd day that they were out. Because I pulled a bunch of them. I think I pulled like 5 or 6 Ezzles when I did my pack openings. I know I pulled 3 on the first day, and I think I pulled like 2 or 3 additional ones like later on. Okay, I want to see something here. How do I
So dumb how you can get these pools in a match that doesn't matter. Well, at least I ranked up from that. Try to get rank 10 before I'm done this tonight.
Alright, so we're gonna move this up here.
I need to be playing as I'm gonna try some locks actually.
Did I turn the music up on this? Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's try to get Legend 20 something. I did get Legend 22 today, earlier while I was testing out this deck. So this is the deck that we're going to be using primarily on this
man,
stream.
look at this hand.
Now I think I did update it. Yeah, so it is there. So alright, let's go.
Actually, this is pretty bad. I have nothing to
Alright, we're going in as Granblue.
Hopefully I draw a grade
4
1.
win streak so far. Let's see if I can maintain it.
Oh, this guy's a Garmord build. This guy's old school royal.
Oh, it's probably a new player. We'll see. This might also be a VP farmer though. Okay. When I open up with Cositis and Spirit Exceed, I'm not sure like which one to keep. Probably
Ride chain failed.
Probably gonna go Cositis actually. Well, let's just go with this. And if I ride Cositis, we just get him back anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Stand up. Vanguard. Stand and draw.
Yeah, I'm playing Exceed because it's just overall more consistent. It's the only 11k Vanguard that we have access to. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this here. Because think about it, Night Spirit makes your Thanatos play work without needing Rough Seas Banshee. And on top of that, Spirit Exceed is a Palamedes on the rearguard circle as long as Night Spirit's in the soul. So and the thing, and even if the opponent like kills off Night Spirit, you can just get him in, like you can get him back from the drop zone when you ride Cositis or something. So yeah, I figured it's just straight up more consistent than the previous build that I was running. And I went back to running critical triggers because critical triggers put in a lot of work and do a lot of damage.
Well, there goes Lox. That failed.
Alright, so now I'm trying to think. I guess we don't even need to bother pushing that much damage to him because we run critical triggers. But we're gonna want critical triggers. Let's see if I can get to Legend 30 on this stream. I highly doubt it. Because it's so slow. It's like moving through molasses. Yeah, no, it's on rearguard. It's rearguard and Vanguard for the 13k. So because of that, I don't need to run that many Swordmaster. I dropped Swordmaster to 1. I took out the Witch Doctor and put Swordmaster at 1. So for this, we already have Samurai Spirit, so we could sell an 11, but in this scenario, I want to go into Cositis first because he'll get me my Thanatos back. Oh wait, no, never mind. He'll get me the Banshee booster. So we're gonna go Cositis this game. Now yeah, we're gonna go Cositis. 3+1, basically. Or it's a break even because you go -1 when you ride the Vanguard. Unfortunately, she is the only thing in there. It would be nice if she could put the power on her own effect, but that's okay. So this is what, 16? So originally it would have been enough, but we have to do an unflip. So we need to put this here. We don't have a thing, oh wait, hold on, we can do something with Chappie. Throw Night Mist. Yeah, let's get a Night Mist in there. We're gonna need one, at least one. And then Thanatos can swing into the Vanguard. Although I'll kind of sit on Thanatos for now. Let's see. Because I don't have Counterblast, so we'll need to do it like this. Alright, let's see if we can hit trigger. Okay, we got twin drive. Well, I got 2 in hand. So. Oh well, at least his heal whiff. And the funny thing is. Well, I still have Night Spirit. I just hope he doesn't kill off my Night Spirit. Because I want to use it for turning Spirit Exceed into a 13k and also giving Thanatos the 3k power. So he's got what, 10 and 13 and 11. I think he's gonna swing Nevin first into Vanguard. Yeah. So that's 1 to pass. She's out 3, 4, 5. 5 triggers, I'm out 4. Okay, he's gonna do that. There's a perfect guard. There's 2 perfect guards in a row, so that's good. Alright. So now for this, get this up. Yeah, retire her because if we bring her back later. Trying to think. I guess I don't need to bring one of those up later. We'll just use him for now. But playing this, when the deck is playing like this, it feels more like the old style of the way Granblue played. Okay, so we get another Cocytus, so that's good because that can allow us to do some plays. Okay, so we know that he has 3 PGs not in his hand. So at most, he only has 1 perfect guard in his hand. Because we saw him drive check 2 in a row on his previous attack. So at best, he has 1. Yakun Miglani, thanks for the sub. What's he gonna do? Kill my Chappie? Okay. Okay. That's kind of weird. I mean, I guess he wants to push. Okay, there we go. I was thinking, is he really? That's all he's gonna do? I kind of think he doesn't have a Sentinel, but you never know. Okay, he's checked a lot of draws. He's out 7 draws. Who knows? He could have like one of those in his hand. Alright, what do I have in here? I need, like, Petro or something. Because Spirit Exceed's going to have to run over Nullity. Then Thanatos is going to swing into the Vanguard. We're going to use the Limit Break skill. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Do we have a good... Great, we're going to get Night Spirit with Thanatos. Make him 13. Put this here. Alright, well, let's not mess this up though. So now this is 13. So 1, Come on, don't check a trigger. See, this is why Thanatos is good with Night Spirit. Night Spirit, I think, is still the best starter. Alright, so he doesn't have a perfect guard. That proves he doesn't have a perfect guard. So now we're going to go and get this. Because it's the strongest thing we can get. It's 13. And then 15 and 7. That'll hit over. This will hit over too, though. So that should be game, unless he 6 damage heals. Okay. See, guys? That... I think I've found a Granblue deck that's actually pretty good. Because it still gives us access to an 11k Vanguard. And I think that's a very, very important thing to have in order to stay relevant at this point in the game. So unfortunately for Granblue, they only have like one 11k Vanguard, and it's kind of like a turbo card, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. But it's nice because along with Night Spirit, it's 13. It has 13k rear guard attack. It has 14k Vanguard attack if Samurai Spirit is in the soul. So it's pretty legit. Like I actually like this version of the deck a lot more than the previous one. See, and you got to run Samurai at max copies, and you only really need like one of this guy for the Cocytus play. And I don't mind seeing Thanatos in the hand, because now you can use him. You're guaranteed. You don't have to fish for Banshee anymore, because Night Spirit makes Thanatos live, and I think there's just a lot more synergy with this build. I like this deck a whole lot more. This is the one that I'm probably gonna do a deck profile on, because this one's pretty legit. Exactly. This can hit Cross Ride unboosted. Night Spirit can make Thanatos hit Cross Ride unboosted. It's good. Like, there was a game that I tested earlier today where my opponent killed my Night Spirit. I think it was a Narukami player. Yeah, it was a Narukami matchup. He killed my Night Spirit with Saishin, but then when I rode Cocytus, I just brought back the Night Spirit and then did the effect anyway. So it's pretty amazing, surprisingly. Oh, this guy's actually playing for real? I thought he was a VP farmer. Alright, so 7 and 5 is 12. So 9 and 4 is 13. So I'm going to go ahead and try to push some damage to this guy. Oh, wow. Heal and crit. The cool thing about Ruin Shade is, though, if that was a Cocytus, I could have Superior Road it next turn. The build that I'm running is down below, like right here in the video. It's the one right here next, like down there. This is the best Granblue build. I realize now that Spirit Exceed needs to stay in the deck. It's super good, and Night Spirit needs to be the starter, because Night Kid kind of whiffed and failed on me like twice yesterday, and I didn't like that. There's another version, if you guys weren't in the stream earlier, there was another version that I was considering running as well. Alright, so unfortunately we didn't mill our Cocytus with that Ruin Shade previously. But now what we can do is we can, let's see what we can do. We can get, we can bring one of these out. Bring Petro out. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do this, because this is 15 in the middle. That's okay. Do the skill anyway. Get Ruin Shade. Put it over here. Then we're gonna put this. Yeah, Spirit Exceed's a lot better. And I went back to running critical triggers too. Because critical triggers just put in so much work. Critical triggers do things that can mess up the opponent's plays. Like, They can force a PG out early so they can't limit break. They can force like a PG out of MLB so he can't use Blaster Blade because he'll only be at 3 damage and he only has like 1 open counter blast. Stuff like that. So this guy runs a mixture of stands and draws. I don't know how I feel about stands in Gold Paladin. I feel like criticals are just way easier to use. You just have to fight more. Like you have to, your plays have to be more well calculated. And see, now we have 11k Vanguard, so that like we can't suffer from a few mains or something just swinging into us without a booster. Crits just seem way easier to work with. See that? See that? See what the 21k did? See what that 11k did? That made a huge difference. Alright. We're not gonna ride anything. So now, because he's a 10k Vanguard, we don't even need to use Night Spirit for Thanatos. We can just keep it there. But we can bring this up. This can kill that guy. I would like to have a booster. What's in here? I got nothing in there right now, so we're just gonna do this. We can get the Petro out. Run that over. Okay, that's better. 2 Night Mists in a row? Double Night Mist? This is why you keep Ruin Shade. Because I was thinking of not running Ruin Shade. Ruin Shade just does so much, like, when you need him to. Alright, wait, this guy is at 15, so we're gonna get Night Mist, so he can run over that 10k over there. See, right now, even though Night Spirit is only a 4k, like, plus 11, it still makes the number needed. I just feel like the deck has so much better synergy now. Mixing the old Granblue with the new Granblue. Wow. This is pretty good, man. This is fun. Yeah. Oh man. Alright, let's see what he can do. Because he runs stands, and we don't have... Oh, we do got 1 PG. I didn't mill anything, did I? I think I damage checked the PG. Yeah. And he's out 1 as well. Alright, so now... What I'll do... I mean, we got Night Mist. We got Petro and Night Mist. So all we gotta do is just call Petro and Night Mist. And just sit on that. Yeah, that's why I'm only running 3 Ruin Shade now. Oh, he didn't have a PG? Wow. Man, okay, if this deck was... Well, no, that's not true. Granblue was around when Perfect Riser was good. And Granblue was still good when Perfect Riser was the only, like, top deck, that along with Tsukuyomi. Granblue was good in May. Like, during Spike Brothers, Granblue was still good. It didn't really fall off until MLB came out. See, I think the skeleton Demon World and Ruin Shade, if Ruin Shade mills Cocytus when you're on, as a rearguard, when you're on the Demon World, or then you can Superior Ride Cocytus. So I still want maximum Superior Ride capabilities with this deck. So now I gotta decide between Cocytus and this guy. Because I don't have Samurai Spirit, I'm gonna go with Cocytus. And we just traded him out for Samurai. I mean, that's okay, because if I draw into another Samurai, we could do the Superior Ride, but I don't, at this point, it's not really necessary. Wow, playing a lot of Ezel. Alright, so we're gonna have to go into Samurai. which is, it's fine. It's totally fine because we can use Chappie to throw down a Night Mist. Although, let's just kind of hold off on that for now. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, let's do that.
Vanguard にアタックドライブチェック
There is a version of the deck that I built that doesn't mill though, and I'll show it later. I might try it out later after this one. Oh, I think he might turbo him out. Let's see. Let's see if he's... Yeah, okay, here comes Ezel. Now the question is, what he's running him as a draw. See, I don't think that the regular standard trigger lineup for Gold Paladin is better than the 9 crit. I still strongly believe that the 9 crit Turbo Ezel is the best way to play that deck. It is high roll, but it is fast, and it can just end games fast, whether you win or lose. Whereas draw trigger Ezel, I don't think is necessary, because if you turbo him out, you just want to get to limit break, and you can just like keep your entire hand, because you'll just repopulate the field from limit break. Yeah, that would be a nice way to buff him. That would be definitely a really good way to buff him, actually. Alright, here is where we need to do some stuff. So I'm not going to use 2 Ruin Shades here. We're going to throw down... What do I have? We're going to put Night Mist in here. Although, now I think about it, Cositis can fetch me... Yeah, he can fetch me that one. So we can try to deal... Because this is going to be 11 plus 4. Well, that won't be a good number. That's not going to be a good number. So we'll just go ahead and do... Let's just go ahead and do this. Because that's only 15. Okay, there goes Samurai Spirit and Spirit Exceed. If this guy's running 9 draw, then I really don't think he's playing Gold Paladin properly. Yeah, exactly. Like, basically, with 9 crit Ezel, you want to deplete your opponent's interceptors as fast as you can. The minute they don't have interceptors, and you have limit break, that's when you're at a point where you're most likely going to win the game. Yeah, and against Granblue, it's not ideal to be running 9 draw in Ezel, because Granblue will always have like 2 interceptors pretty much all the time. Okay. Alright, so now we're gonna go Cositis. We're going to get... I gotta think this through. Because I kinda want to get the Samurai Spirit. Because Thanatos is gonna get the Night Mist. So... Huh. What's this gonna do for me? Yeah, let's get, let's go ahead and get the... Get the Samurai. Alright, and then now... We're gonna put this here. The only problem is... Ooh, Cositis. I need to make him be able to hit. So what am I gonna do? That's gonna go there. He's gonna drop him. Probably gonna have to get this out. This is the only problem. We're gonna have to bank on a trigger for Cositis. Well, I guess I should have... Oh, I should not have put Samurai Spirit. I see what I did wrong. That's okay. I would have checked a crit there too. But we're still guaranteed another attack to Ezel because we have this. So let's just see. This is a 2 to pass. So let's go ahead and just do that. Okay. Yeah, that would not have hit. So that's actually good that I did that.
Vanguard にアタック
ダメージチェック
Alright.
スタンドアンドドロー
You made it to Legend 27. I'm currently Legend 22. Trying to get Legend 25 this stream, I guess.
ブレイク
Or maybe I'm Legend 23, I forget. I think I'm Legend 22.
リミットブレイク
Yeah, if this guy really is running 9 draw, then we don't really have anything to worry about.
スペリオルコール
It would be nice to draw into another Chappie though, so we can throw another Night Mist in there, so I have like 2 11Ks that don't mill.
スペリオルコール
Yeah, I think that's all he needs.
ブレイク
Oh, he wants to just go all in. He wants to thin as much as he can, but the thing is, if you're deck thinning and you're running 9 draw,
コール
it doesn't really help your offensive power. Let me see.
リア
Well, he could heal here though. There's a good chance that he'll check a heal here.
リアガードにアタック
Now's the moment of truth. Now I want to see if he does actually run criticals or stands.
セカンドチェック
Okay, I had a feeling he would heal because we haven't seen one from him in a while. Oh, that's unfortunate. So we only got 1 heal left, 1 draw left, and 1 crit left.
スタンドアンドドロー
Oh, okay. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Because now we have a 21k center line with Chappie. So what I want to do is I want to get Chappie to throw another Night Mist. So there's 3 of them in there. Now... Well, now is the point where you just need to call one of them.
スキル発動
Sacrifice this. Put this here. Yeah, we're gonna have to go... We have no counterblast, so we're gonna have to call out, like... Call the Palamedes.
いけ
That's 20.
リアガードにアタックアタック
Still don't have limit break.
ヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックセカンドチェック
ダメージチェックスタンドアンドドロー
Yeah, getting to 30... From 20 to 30 is where it's slow.
リミットブレイク スペリオルコー
This
ル
guy's only got 13 cards left in his deck. So see him. He's gonna call 2 interceptors. Watch. He's gonna need... Yeah, see? So he's gonna get to unflip 1. It's gonna take me to 5 this turn.
アタックファーストチェック
See, he's running too many draws.
セカンドチェックドロートリガー
The only thing that the draws are doing for him is helping him draw into perfect guards, though.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Wait, why did he attack with Ezel first?
スキル発動
I guess he was banking on triggers to do the unflip.
ヴァン
See, I don't really know if that's optimal use of those cards, but oh well. No, I think top 1000 is gonna be like Legend 33. Is gonna be like the cutoff, somewhere around there, low 30s probably. All right, I really needed one of those, so that's good. All right, so we're not gonna be able to do Thanatos this turn,
スキル発動
so we just need to get interceptors.
スペリオルコール
That's all we gotta do. Is just keep the interceptors up. That's all. It doesn't really matter.
スキル発動 ルコールリアガードにアタックリアガードにアタック
I have like 1 crit left.
ヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェックヒール
Alright, that was my last heal.
セカンドチェック
Push him back to 5. He's only healed 1 time though, so I bet he's got like all those heal triggers in his hand. He's only got 8 cards left. He might have 1 left in the deck.
スタンドドロー
Or 2, I don't know. I have a feeling with a hand that size, he's got to have at least 1 of those heal triggers in his hand.
力を貸して
Really? Okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing like Legend 33 will be the cutoff. Somewhere around there. That's good though.
セリオルコール アタック
So I've got... Wait, I'm already out 2 PGs. Oh, I checked 1 and then 1 got milled?
チェックドロー
I guess I milled 1 of them? He's still drawing? He's gonna deck himself out. This guy's gonna deck out. Oh, I saw a PG. That was a PG that just went to the bottom of his deck. So he probably got like 3 in hand.
アタック
Come on, I need to draw a grade 2. I've got a bunch of them in the deck still. I need 2 intercepts to survive.
セリオルコール
Ooh, that's good. That's actually good. Wow,
ヴァン
okay.
ガードにアタック
But now he's only got 3 cards left in his hand. Unfortunately, though, I'm at 5 damage and don't have any more heals, so...
スタンドドロー
I'm pretty sure he's got a PG. That's exactly what I needed, though.
来い
So this is very simple stuff. Like, all you do is
スキル発動
sacrifice Chappie, bring this up. So I don't want to call down my triggers. I don't want him to think that I'm out of triggers. Because right now we only have 1 draw.
リアガードにアタック
He's gonna be at 2 cards in hand, so we'll see. I'm gonna flick another PG out. I know he didn't have 1.
ガードにアタック
He's probably got like 3 in hand.
ファーストチェックドロートリガーセカンドチェック
Okay. So he's gonna have 2 cards left in deck. Let's see what happens. I bet he probably doesn't have any triggers left. If he's got a heal in his deck, then he's going to lose. He's gonna deck himself out. So let's see what happens.
頼んだよ
There we go. What is this? A heal? No, that's a draw, and this is a heal. So,
リアガード
yeah, unfortunately for our opponent, I think we're going to win here. He doesn't have Vivian or any of that stuff. So,
ヴァンガードにアタックファーストチェック
come on.
セカンドチェック
Okay, that was a PG. What was the other card? A Dindre? Yeah, he has a Dindre and a PG left in the deck. So so we're gonna swing all into his face here, and he's gonna lose. Goki's gonna declare final turn, boys. Here it comes. Get ready. Get ready for this.
ファイナルターン
Check this out. Spirit Exceed. 13k Palamedes. 12k Nightstorm. Here we go. Let's go. Get him, boys. Here we go. Number 2. Let's see it.
ヴァンガードにアタック
ダメージチェック
Oh man, this Granblue deck is solid, guys. This Granblue deck is good. And there we go, Legend 23. Yeah, you gotta run 9 crit Ezel. I'm serious. Like, 9 draw Ezel? Like, why? You're just gonna poke like 1 damage per turn? Why would you... If you superior call to the field and deck thin, why would you run 9 draw? That... I don't know. I really don't know. We're on a 7-win streak with Goki. This is amazing. This is epic. Ever since I put Spirit Exceed in, we got our Palamedes clone. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Deck list is right here. Let me blow it up on the stream so you guys can see it. There it is. That's the build. Best Granblue deck ever. Oh, it's another gold paladin. Let's see if this guy actually runs 9 crit though, because that's a lot more intimidating to go up against than just some guy who just pokes at you for 1 damage per turn. Because Granblue is the master of intercepting, so it's like, why would you even dare running? Yeah, Exceed's super good. It's Palamedes. It's so good. With Night Spirit in the Soul, he's Palamedes on Rearguard Circle. And he's like a Vermilion. If you have Samurai Spirit and Night Spirit in the Soul, he swings 14 on the Vanguard line with no booster. That's basically like Vermilion. So, who would have thought Spirit Exceed is what the deck needs? Spirit Exceed, Night Spirit, and Samurai Spirit. All 3 of them, the old school combo was the trick that made the deck come together. Those 3 cards make the deck come together. And you want 5 crit. The reason why you want 5 crit is because in the MLB matchup, you want to be able to flick those PGs out of his hand when he's at 3 damage. So he can't, like, counterattack you with Blaster Blade the following turn. He'll have to wait, like, a whole extra turn. Ooh, we could go for the Superior Ride. I'm thinking we should go for the Superior Ride. Let's turbo him out. Let's turbo him out. Let's see if we can get him. We'll do it on the next turn. So we're going to Chappie. We're going to get him out. Actually, you know what? I misplayed there. I should have waited. Because if I attack and check Spirit Exceed on this battle, he'll be in the drop zone for me automatically. See, like that. I should have waited. I regret doing that now. That was a misplay. That was a misplay. Because you can wait to use Chappie on the 2nd turn with this kind of setup. But it worked out. That's exactly... So there you go, guys. That's a misplay. What I should have done was not even use Chappie. I should have just attacked him straight and hope for that crit with the Spirit Exceed. And then the next turn, we would Superior Ride Spirit Exceed because we've got Samurai Spirit ready. So we're still going to Superior Ride him, though. Because it's going to draw me a card. It's gonna take this, and then draw me a card. The other thing I'm thinking of doing... I'm thinking of dropping Banshee completely for Dancing Cutlass, and I'll explain why. Dancing Cutlass, later on in the game, you want to ride into Cocytus when you have Limit Break to basically +1 from the drop zone onto the field. So if you use Dancing Cutlass, you can throw your Night Spirit and your Samurai Spirit into the drop zone, therefore freeing them up to use again with like Cocytus or some other stuff. I mean, yeah, that's true. But sometimes you need Chappie. Like if he doesn't have more than 1 interceptor, then I'm gonna want my Chappie in this side for like Thanatos bringing out like a 10k off of that for 16, those kind of things. So, but we did kind of misplay there. Yeah, I really wish I didn't do that because now I'm out an extra crit. Alright, so we're gonna ride up to 2. I guess we'll get rid of... Well, let me think. Am I gonna counterblast soon? I guess we'll keep Ruin Shade. Because it could mill a Night Mist or something. So let's go with this. Wait, why can't I do this? Oh, I gotta get Samurai Spirit. That's right. Alright, here we go. Alright, now he's gonna be 14. So that hits over the 9. This is gonna run that over. And then we're gonna probably try to push another damage here. Hold up. So this would be... Oh yeah, let's get Night Mist, actually. Because later on I'm gonna ride Cocytus. This is 16. Do I really need that right now, though? Let's go ahead and get Cocytus as well, so that's 16. Let's go ahead and sacrifice Chappie. Over here. Oh, wait. Oh, man, okay. I kind of messed up here. Whatever. Whatever, it's too late. Let's just do it. For some reason, I thought that I had another... Yeah, okay.
ダメージチェック
Alright, so now if he gives me 2 damage, we ride Cositus, and we bring something else up to replace the Interceptor that we lost. Probably the Interceptor, or I could put... I probably will bring up Chappie, actually, to mill another Night Mist. If he only gives me 1 damage, then we're just gonna sit on Spirit Exceed for another turn. That's all there is to it.
バンドドロー
Because what I want to do is I want a Superior Call Chappie, so I can mill another Night Mist in there, so I can get him to 11.
ライド
What is this? Slagle? Oh, the Dogu?
コール
Yeah, Granblue is super fun. Oh, this guy opened up with a lot of grade 3s. Chappie's really good. Yeah, oh man, I feel so bad, like, throwing that extra critical away.
ファーストチェッ
Shouldn't have
ク
done that. You don't do it until, like, turn 2.
セカンドチェックドロートリガー
I don't know what this guy's running. It's like stands and draws. He's got like stands and draws in here. Alright, so he only gave me 1 damage, so we're just gonna... Can't do a whole lot with that, so we're just gonna sit on the Knight, and we're just gonna bring out probably the other Spirit Exceed.
スタンド&ドロー
Ooh, Thanatos. Okay, we can do some stuff with this. We can abuse the fact that he's only a 10k Vanguard also. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put him here. And we're gonna put... Well, hold on. Because I can put Chappie... I can get another Interceptor though, man. There's some interesting stuff. Alright, let's try something, because we're only at 2 damage.
ヴァンガードにアタック
ダメージチェック
スキル発動
Alright, get Chappie for now. Put him here.
スペリオルコールスキル発動
Wait, 6 and 7, that's 15. That's not good. Alright, throw that in there. So this is not enough to hit. That's not enough to hit. This is enough to hit,
ヴァン
though.
ガードにアタックファーストチェック
I need, like,
セカンドチェック
critical. Okay, that's good, because if that flicks his PG out, then Chappie can now hit. Good. See, that's why I like criticals. I like criticals because they can do that.
ヴァンガードにアタック
They can help you extend your attack like that, because his power didn't go up.
ドロートリガー
And then now he's going to 5, and then that kill off this guy with Night Mist.
リアガードにアタック
Chappie's just way too good. His auto skill activates even during the battle phase. Thanatos and Chappie comboing like that, making Night Mist go to 11k, those are the plays, and then hitting the crit, because we run crits, because they're good. I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm at 2 damage, and yeah.
力を貸して
He keeps calling grade 3s. I feel so bad.
お願い
He's calling his stand triggers. Oh man. Wait, so he's checked 1 heal. He's lost 1 perfect guard that we just got rid of. And push him to 5 on top of that. Oh man.
にアタック
Oh. He's in a pretty rough spot. He's only got 3 cards in his hand too, and he's got no interceptors, so he's gonna take 3 attacks to the Vanguard next turn. Come on, give me 2 damage. I'm gonna ride Cositus, just so he knows. I'm gonna ride Cositus.
セカンドチェック
Yeah, this is pretty sad right now. I really wish I didn't throw away that critical trigger early, though. I would have had 2 left. Oh, that was my last one. That was my last one. No. Now he can't give me the limit break, so we gotta sit on Spirit Exceed again.
リアガードにアタック
Why did he not boost? Oh, he's going for Chappie. Okay, for some reason I thought he... Okay, yeah, never mind. For some reason I thought this was the Counterblast 1-winded attacks gains 3. These games are going good. We're currently on a 7-win streak with Granblue in ranked. And we're about to hit the next legend rank. Actually, no, we just ranked up previously. Okay, so... Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna declare final turn. I don't really know what he has. I know, Todd.
うわーそうだな
Yeah, boy. Let's see. I don't have. Okay. This thing swings 20 down the middle, so we're gonna sacrifice Samurai Spirit to get one of these up.
スペリオルコール
Now, then we're gonna call this.
コール
All right, let's see it.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Okay.
ヴァンガードにアタック発動
Well, there goes the heal, but it would have whiffed anyway. Oh wow. Okay, so he did have all of them.
ヴァンガードに
All right, does he have the other one though?
ドロートリガー
Oh yeah, draw me my PG. Draw me my PG, Cositus. Give me that PG. Oh man.
ダメージチェック
Aggravating. Wow, wow, this deck is so strong. It's so much stronger than the one that I was playing yesterday. It's so much better. I don't know why. It just is. And I even misplayed, and we still won. I misplayed when I wasted that Spirit Exceed with Chappie when I didn't need to do that. Oh, man. Alright, but let me show you guys, the build. Or, like, the other build that I was thinking of. Okay, so this is the one, for those who were not watching yesterday, we're going to compare these builds. So this is the one that I was using on stream yesterday. So you can see the main difference was we were running the grade 1 Skeleton Colossus, the new card for the Cositus Superior Ride Chain. But the problem, the problem that this deck runs into is it forces you to commit a lot of stuff to the board to make your plays work. Because you run stand triggers, and because the deck focuses more on the Thanatos play, so that's the reason why we run Banshee. But the problem with that is there's not enough room to run more than like 2 of her. So the probability of seeing this in the match is relatively low. You usually run into one of them. Otherwise, they're in your opening hand, and you may be forced to ride them as the grade 1 Vanguard. So, just a lot of... It looks good on paper when you look at it, but in playtesting it on ranked, it kind of falls short. It's still a fun deck overall. It has a lot of good ideas. But it just... I don't know. It just lacks... It lacks... like the ability to just outright steal a win from the opponent, just when you need 1 critical and they're at 4 damage and they have no PG, but they had 2 interceptors on the board, you can just swing in with a critical. Don't have to worry about checking a stand, because you check a stand and they check like a defensive trigger. You know, if you don't have a booster, then there's no guarantee that it'll hit. So you run into those kind of situations. So stands are very they're hard to use with ease. They require you to commit a lot of pieces, and it's just kind of hard, because if you don't have boosters, or if you're up against an opponent who likes to blow up your boosters, for example, like Shadows, or Narukami, or Kagero, or somebody like that, then the deck kind of struggles when it tries to pull through its stand triggers. Now, when we fixed it up by doing 2 things, or actually 3 things, we basically brought back our boy, Night Spirit, because this is the best start in the game. This card defeats the issue, or it fixes the problem that we have. In fact, I'm probably going to take out Rebel Banshee. I'm not going to run her. I'm going to swap her for another card. We're about to talk about what it is. But Night Spirit basically makes your Thanatos play a lot more reliable, because now you don't have to try to draw into Rebel Banshee. You just have the play from the start. So, actually a terrible draw. Was a terrible draw. Ripple Banshee? Yeah, Ripple Banshee is... Yeah. So, we're going to take her out of the deck. Because at 1, she's okay, but there's a better card that I think we should be running. But Night Spirit basically fixes the issue that we had with Thanatos not being able to hit with ease. So now he's just a lot more consistent. On top of that, we put Samurai Spirit in, because Samurai Spirit, sometimes you need to build like columns, and you might need to throw away like a Chappie or a grade 3 to get another booster behind Night Mist or something, you know. And he's a 7k booster, so he's pretty good stats overall. So he's just really good. And then because we run him, and because we run Night Spirit, obviously we're gonna run the MVP of restoring the deck to its full form, its true Granblue, Spirit Exceed. Spirit Exceed is amazing. This card should have been a double R rather than Bass Kirk, because this card is going to outlast Bass Kirk for a long time, up until Break Red format. So this guy is amazing. This dude is basically the only 11k not only is he the only 11k Vanguard we have for Granblue, but he is a Palamedes, because during your turn on Vanguard or Rearguard, if Night Spirit is in the Soul, this unit gets plus 3k power. So this guy can swing into the N, he can swing into a Cross-Ridden Overlord. I mean, he's so consistent. It's so easy to pull off that skill. So because of him being a 13k Palamedes, that hits really nice numbers. That, like, it's just easy. And then that way we don't need to run too many of Nightstorm. So I dropped Nightstorm down to 1. The reason why I prefer Nightstorm over the Witch Doctor or the Zombie Dragon, or, you know, Bass Kirk. Bass Kirk is just not needed. He soul charges too many things. You're never going to be able to use his Mega Blast, because you're using your Counter Blast for Night Mist, you're using your Counter Blast for Crusadus, for Thanatos, maybe even Samurai Spirit. There's just way too many more useful things to use the Counter Blast on. So Bass Kirk has no place in the deck anymore. On top of that, his random soul charging every turn as the Vanguard is super annoying, because he can soul charge your PGs, he can soul charge your heals, you know, it's just not good. So this guy is overall better than the Witch Doctor, because it's a 10k body, and it swings 12 when it attacks a Vanguard, so it can swing into MLB without a booster. I like cards that give me a lot of value without having to rely on other cards, so that's why this is a natural pick as a 1 of. Originally we were running 4 of him, but because Spirit Exceed is back in full capacity, we dropped him down to 1. And then Thanatos is our attack extender. He's basically Skydiver. You use Night Spirit on him to make him swing without a booster for that big play. Crusadus is your main Vanguard that you want to see in the late game. He's got Limit Break. He can swing 21 with Chappie behind him, with his Limit Break skill, of course. So really good overall. I mean, in fact, if you have Samurai Spirit behind him, he can swing 22 to MLB. I mean, he hits the proper numbers. So really, really good. You need to have 4 of him. You need to have 4 Thanatos. That's just the reality of it. And then for the old triple Rs, for the grade 2s, we run 3 Ruin Shade. You don't need 4 Ruin Shade. I think 3 is the right number. I do think that it's possible to run the deck without Ruin Shade, and we'll show another deck list that doesn't use Ruin Shade. But Night Mist is still our boy. Night Mist is the bread and butter of the deck. He's the soul of the deck that keeps it alive. He saves you against Ezel. You like in our previous match, we just had an infinite wall of interceptors. The opponent was running 9 draw. I don't know why in one of those matchups, and yeah, just making Gold Paladins just look bad all day. So that's Captain Night Mist. You gotta run 4 of him. 3 is the minimum if you were unlucky on the gacha, but definitely try to craft one of these before the event ends if you don't want to roll the gacha and you already have 3. This is a high priority card. It will go so far in Zero compared to the physical card game. So Captain Night Mist puts in so much work. And then the remaining grade 2 spots are pretty open. I opted for 3 of the Petro because it's an unflipper. You use a lot of counterblasts with Crusadus and Night Mist, so this is kind of a natural fit. It's a really good card that came out in the recent event, so I like it at 3. I do like the Skeleton Demon World Knight at 3 as well, just because it gives you some choices into what you can superior ride. There can be things that can where if you have this in your opening hand and you don't have Samurai Spirit in your opening hand, then you can focus on the Crusadus superior ride, because then at some point if you use Chappie and if he's grade 2, you set up Chappie on the turn prior to throw away Crusadus, or you might get lucky and you might like drive check Crusadus and then he'll already be in the drop zone. So you always want to try to ride this. This is your main turn 2 ride. So also we run 3 copies of it, so we're more likely to see it in most of the games. So I feel like 3 Ruin Shade, 3 of the Skeleton Demon, and 3 of the Petro Chef is 3-3-3 is a really nice balance, and then 4 Night Mist, of course. So overall, this deck seems pretty solid. But I am going to make one change to it, though. And we're going to do that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop Banshee, and we're going to put in Dancing Cutlass. And that's going to be the one change I'm going to make. And the reason why I'm doing this is because now we have a much, much better top deck. This is a much better top deck in late game than Banshee, because this basically can just draw you something else, so he can extend you an attack. Like, he could draw you an Interceptor, he could draw you, you know, like, a PG. And the thing about this, the only thing kind of bad about Dancing Cutlass is when you Soul Blast the 2, most of the time, the cards that are going to get Soul Blast are either going to be Night Spirit and Samurai Spirit, or if you haven't used Night Spirit yet, it's going to be Samurai Spirit, or whatever your grade 1 is, and whatever your grade 2 is. So, that's the only thing about Dancing Cutlass, but we're going to test him out and see if he helps the deck. If he messes up the deck too much, then I'm not going to like him, or I'll just take him out and put Banshee back in. I might actually put Dandy Guy Romero, though, because Dandy Guy Romero, with a 13k Spirit Exceed, forms a 21k column on a rearguard line. Made the original deck, but with 4 Petro added for counterblast consistency, and sadly I only have 2 Thanatos, so I don't see much. Okay, so you're using Bass Kirk in place of Thanatos. Okay, yeah, I can see that. If you're running max copies of Petro, you can try to go for the Mega Blast play. But I feel like that opens you up to, like, deck out scenarios, especially if you're running Ruin Shade. But Dancing Cutlass could kind of mess the deck up, because he could break the 13k body or the 13k attack of Spirit Exceed. However, you have to keep in mind that you could also use Cositis to superior call Night Spirit from the drop zone to do the play to give something 3k power again, and then power up your Spirit Exceed. So you can recur that effect if you Soul Blast him out. And most of the time in the late half of the game, Cositis is your preferred Vanguard, not Night Spirit. Night Spirit's good, I guess, as a first Vanguard, but I feel like Cositis is a better finishing Vanguard because he swings for higher numbers. I mean, he's 15 plus Chappie, that's 21, plus Samurai, that's 22. If you have him, he's 14. If you have both in the Soul, so that's 14 with Chappie, that's only 20. You're gonna need Samurai Spirit behind for him to swing 21. So that's why you don't need to rely too much on Spirit Exceed in the latter half of the game. But sometimes you'll play games where you don't even use Cositis. But I feel like Cositis is just really good because he superior calls something from the drop zone. Would Thanatos work well with Cositis Reverse? I honestly, it's been so long, I don't really remember what Cositis Reverse does off the top of my head. I don't know, maybe. I guess someone in the chat who remembers what the effect is could answer that. But we're gonna try Dancing Cutlass at 1 because I've always wanted to play Dancing Cutlass in here. But before we go back into ranked, let's look at another build though that I was thinking of. So here's what I call my no mill Granblue. So here is another build for those of you who don't like Ruin Shade, or you just never pulled Ruin Shade, or if you only pull like one Ruin Shade. This is a build where you don't have Ruin Shade, and the deck still works pretty well, actually. So here, I guess the one change I could do is I could either drop Cutlass for the 4th Samurai, or drop Dandy Guy for the 4th Samurai, or just leave it as is. But here, this deck doesn't worry about milling random stuff into the drop zone, so it's more consistent. It's more stable in terms of like what you can expect, how the deck plays. We don't run Ruin Shade, so we run one Stormride Ghost Ship because this is a very nice superior call off of Thanatos or Cositis' skill. it's a big body, so it forces the opponent to commit like a booster if they only have like a 9k grade 2 or something to run it over, or 10k Vanguard that on rearguard circle, like a 10k grade 3 for instance. I would still want the 12k over the 8k. Oh, you're talking about oh, you don't like this in here? Okay, yeah, that would be another change. Yeah, the ship is something that you would not run more than one. It's definitely going to be a one of at max, but it's a really good superior call with Cocytus. It's hard to run over. It's harder to run over than Ruin Shade. It's even now if you don't like the ship, you could just swap it out for Commodore Blue Blood. Like you could take this out, put him in, take this out, put our Swordmaster. So you could do this. You could also do that. That might be better. Commodore Blue Blood, you don't have to worry about him not being able to attack. He's a pretty good Vanguard turn 2 ride if you don't have this. But this focuses more consistency on the Cocytus superior ride because we are running 4 of the demon skeleton. And less on the samurai. Or I guess if you want the samurai at 4, you could do that as well. You could like drop Cutlass for 4th samurai and run it like this. 1 dandy guy because 8k body is pretty good. You could use him to run over like a Silent Tom or something. So this seems like a pretty good one, but I kind of want to try the boat at 1 just because. What do you guys think about that build? That build looks pretty solid too for those who don't like the random milling from Ruin Shade. This one, the only problem with this one is it's more reliant on having boosters because sometimes your opponent will, like for example, if you go up against Gold Paladin, usually they're gonna have Bumanes on the rearguard circle as an interceptor, so this can't run him over without a booster, whereas Ruin Shade could run him over. And sometimes this wouldn't work unless you have a way of superior calling something that turn. So maybe the Ghost Ship just wouldn't. Maybe it's better to run Commodore Blue Blood then. Maybe Commodore Blue Blood is more consistent actually. But it's nice being able to use Cocytus to superior call the Ghost Ship, and then the Ghost Ship can just swing into a Vanguard without a booster if they don't have, you know, like 2 interceptors or something. Did you do the event every single day? You just gotta do the Goki. You gotta roll the gacha every single day. Try to roll like 5 to 10 packs a day on the gacha for Goki. That should get you through as long as you do it every single day. I just completed it yesterday. I crafted my final 2 triple Rs on stream yesterday. The ship is good, so yeah, I guess let's try this build. This build looks pretty solid also. No, this one doesn't have Ruin Shade though. I like how Ruin Shade. Well, I'm not gonna try this one. I'll try the other one. We'll save this one though. So this is the no mill build. And then yeah, we're probably just gonna run this. We're gonna try the Cocytus. I mean the Dancing Cutlass. So let's go into more ranked play with this. With Cocytus, he hits 23k. So you know what? Because you said that, how about we do this? Drop this for Dandy Guy. How about this? What do you guys think of this? Although I kind of feel like Cutlass could be good at just drawing you an extra card. Yeah, random milling is annoying. I saw him mill. He already milled me like 2 PGs in two of the games we played earlier. I feel like, for consistency reasons, 3 is the right number though. If you want the deck to have offensive power, like you want the deck, you want your cards, because Granblue has to retire a lot of rear guards. Sometimes you have to retire your boosters. So oftentimes you want to swing. You want to be able to run over whatever interceptor they have, no matter what. And I think that having as many 11k attackers as possible to run over 10k grade 2s, to run over, you know, like 12k grade 2s, like in an Amber Dragon matchup, for example, or Blau matchup, you have to run over the Eisenkluger, he's a 12k, or the Donnerschlang and Shadow Paladin. Those are the only cards that this can't run over without a booster. But that's why we run stuff like this. This is more consistent than this guy, because this guy only swings 12 to the Vanguard. He can only swing 10 to a Rearguard, whereas this guy swings 13 no matter what. You want to see how Cutlass works? Alright, I kind of want to show him off too, so we're going to put him in. But with Granblue, you want to maximize the amount of value you can get with each of your cards. Think about it like this. It's like Goki said. Goki is a pirate, right? And the pirate's life is really, really rough. So they have to do a lot at an individual level. Now this sounds randomly philosophical, but you think of it like that and it makes sense. You want to get as much work or as much value out of each individual card in the deck as possible. So he's the captain. So he's going to put he can do a lot of work. That's why he can basically like save you. He can do everything. Ruin Shade, almost as good. Swings for the same number, but it's inconsistent because it drops a bunch of stuff in the drop zone. But sometimes you need those things in the drop zone. Like remember in one of our previous games, Ruin Shade just like milled 2 Night Mist in a row in the drop zone, and we turned him in with 11k just like that. And that was then it made a target for Thanatos live. So sometimes Ruin Shade can be amazing, and other times it can just cause you to have a really bad day. All right, so let's go run with this build. He calls 1 and gives 3. Yeah, okay, that's good, because I think the next time Goki shows up is probably going to be during Break Ride format. So it's probably going to be 7 Seas. Wait, what are we doing? Hard for? Do very hard. Gotta work on that Spectral Duke. Yeah, isn't it like the reverse skills like Counterblast 1, Lock 1 Rearguard to Superior Call 1 and give it 3k or something like that? But the reason why Granblue is going to be really, really good in Break Ride format is because of the Break Ride. 7 Seas Night Mist is what's going to make that deck amazing. Oh, it's no Counterblast? It's Lock 1? It's Lock 1, Superior Call, and then... Yeah, that's true. We don't really know. Alright, let me make sure this is the right one. Yeah, so we don't need Rough Seas Banshee because this thing already makes the play work for Thanatos. We're on 8 win streak with Goki. Ooh, the mirror. Oh. Alright. Oh, we got Dancing Cutlass in the opening hand. Although we kind of don't really need it. So, for now... we'll just send it back for now. I kind of need... we can do the Superior Ride, though, with this setup. Alright, let's see. Let's see what this guy runs. Let's see if he's... Oh, he's going the build that we were using yesterday. Oh, what? It's a VP farm? What the? He mulliganed, but he didn't ride? Oh, that's unfortunate. He saw that I'm playing for real and he just gave up. Why? Why? Just play it out. Unless you've got Cray Elementals in there. Alright. So we're going to be able to do the Superior Ride. Now, because that thing is 5, we're just going to put this here. Even though this isn't really a proper booster. Now we're going to put Chappie here. Or actually, no. We're not going to do it yet. We almost messed up again. Because we can do it next time. So now if we check Spirit Exceed, we're golden. If not, then we just do it. Okay, if that was Spirit Exceed, it would have been amazing. But unfortunately, it's our Master Swordsman coming through. Slash slash. Get him. Oh, he's got Thanatos as a crit. Yeah, man, Granblue, this is where it's at. If you aren't playing Granblue right now on ranked, you're just doing it wrong. This is just way more fun. It's way more fun than run-of-the-mill MLB and Dote and all that, you know, all that trash from last month. We don't need to see any of that. This is the real deal right here. The Granblue is where it's at. Was this guy like legitimately stuck at grade 0? I can't tell at this point. Although he hasn't. Well, we'll see. If he attacks me, then he can ride. He can ride because it's waiting on him. Yeah. Especially when you do those big brain plays that make you win the game. That's when Granblue's at their best. Oh, okay. So he, I don't know. I guess he was trying to draw into a better grade 1, but I think at that point you just kind of need to roll with it. I think, doesn't Spirit Exceed need to work when the opponent's at grade 2? Or can I do it when I'm at grade 2? Can't remember. Does Spirit Exceed require that the opponent be at grade 2? Or can I just go ahead and use him on this turn with Chappie? I think I have to be at grade 2. I think all I gotta do is I have to be at grade 2. Alright, so let's go into this. We don't have Cositis, so we're just gonna go ahead and get him. Chappie will go. Actually, hold on, I gotta think my columns. So Chappie's gonna go last. So yeah. All right, so Spirit Exceed, let's go. Bring out Samurai. All right. And we drew the PG off of that. This is why Spirit Exceed is coming through. So, okay, we got 20 down the middle. We got Night Mist coming through. Can we form 6 plus 5 is 11? We can try to go for 2 damage here. Because he's far behind us. We could even go for a Thanatos play. Hold up. Oh, it's too late. I'm in battle phase. Alright, we'll just save Thanatos for the next turn. We could have even gone for a Thanatos play and got this guy up. Alright, Cositis is in there, but it's too late now. We're committed to using this guy this game. Alright, so he's going to be a 21, so we're going to need 1 trigger to hit over. Alright. Exceed fairly often in there, still grade 1 because full turn tagging. Yeah, I feel like after my experience playing Turbo Ezel, I feel like you want to run crits with Granblue, because if you're turboing out grade 3s, like Spirit Exceed, you're going to want to early crit them, because you don't necessarily have the resources to build up a field at that early in the game, so the crits will just put in the work, and that early twin drive just increases your chance of getting that crit. Alright, does this guy have Cositis? He doesn't have Cositis. He's running a very interesting build. He's got Thanatos as a critical trigger. He's using the Master Swordsman Nightstorm as a what, a heal? And what was that? That was a Chappie. Alright, we got another Chappie. Alright, we can use Thanatos this turn and extend our attacks. Let's throw another Night Mist in there. So we have him live and ready to rumble. Then we're going to put Thanatos here. And this guy's going to run over that Night Mist. Man, he's checking heals. Alright, but that puts him at 19. That's okay. Wait, if I got 12 plus 6, oh, that would have been... Okay, that still wouldn't have made a difference. Because this is 17 now, so... Alright. Spirit Exceed with those high numbers. Pushing him to 4. He's gonna need that Cositis. Wow, 3 heals in a row. But he doesn't have Cositis in there, so he can't Superior Ride it. Here it comes. Cositis has arrived. He's got him as a draw. So he does run criticals on Thanatos, which I don't think that's the right lineup. I personally would never put the grade 3 that has no Vanguard effect as a heal. I mean, as a non-heal. He's going Night Kid. He's going to probably look for a Night Mist. Yeah. He's going this. Okay. That gives him 1 less Interceptor. I'm not sure why he did that, because I'm just going to ignore that. What was that first Twin Drive? It was a Ruin Shade. Oh, okay. Well, The Night and Spirit. When you're on grade 2, you get it. Oh, okay. You can do it when you're in grade 3. Okay, that's cool. So we had two Spirit Exceeds stacked like that. Honestly, this thing right now would be 13 with Chappie. That's a big number. So we're probably just gonna sit on this. That's 19. Although that doesn't actually change anything though. So I guess what I'll do is I'm gonna sit. Let me think this through. Because I could sacrifice my Chappie to get Night Mist and conserve that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that actually. Keep the center line big because it swings last. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll conserve that Interceptor in hand. We formed 20 down the center to his 10, so we want to do that. I'm just going to keep putting the pressure on him, because he didn't put an Interceptor up there when he should have. We whiffed the heal, but it doesn't really matter. We're pretty far ahead at this point. Pushing him to 5. He was grade locked for a turn at 0 for some reason. I guess because he didn't want to ride his Perfect Guard, or I guess he may have been legitimately grade locked. He goes for Cositis. I guess he's gonna Superior Call Thanatos, or he's gonna Superior Call Chappie. Okay, he's going for Dragon Spirit. That's interesting. So this will form a 21k. Well, this will be... No, 15 and 11. This is a 26k column. So now he's going for the Intercept because he knows he needs it. He's going to need another one, though. So he's going... Okay, he's going for 1 Intercept. So he's going to take 2 attacks next turn. And he's already healed 3 times. And he's out 1 Perfect Guard. So things are looking in our favor. He had to ride that Perfect Guard in the beginning, and he was stuck at 0. So, unfortunately, it's not looking good for our opponent right now. He does run critical triggers, so he could hit a crit here and bump us up to 4. Alright, and that's going to give me the counterblast I need for... Oh, there's Dancing Cutlass. Oh, that's unfortunate. See, this card would be an excellent card to top deck right now. And we got Thanatos instead, so that's actually excellent. Although it has to hit. Trying to think here. So he's gonna have to... I want Chappie to stay there. So we'll do it like this. If he doesn't have the PG, then he doesn't have the PG. We're at 3 damage and we have a Perfect Guard. An Interceptor. So if he has it, it happens now. Okay. And we got the crit, so let's see if he's got the second PG. See, crits are just better. Crits can just hit over 6 damage heals. So, and think about it, like, if he's 6 damage healed on me right there, and if I was running stands, the stand would not have helped me because, exactly, overkill. I mean, that's what you need with this sort of deck. So, critical triggers are definitely easier to use, and they're just a lot more reliable, especially when you turbo outgrade 3s early. So we're continuing that win streak with Goki. It's just we're on a roll here. 9 wins in a row with this Granblue deck. Yeah, I can't think of a deck that actually uses stands well. I mean, I guess Neo Nectar can use them, but I run crits in my Neo Nectar deck, and I've never really had an issue with it. I mean, sometimes, like if you're on Maiden of Trailing Rose, it can prevent you from doing the, Alright, let's throw this. Let's do a risky thing here. Let's like throw this back. See if we get. Let's see if we can like check Cositus into the damage or something. Oh yeah, you're right. Great Nature can run stands. That's right. Oh, another opponent who had to ride a Perfect Guard. Alright, let's see what we can get here. If we can draw into a Chappie. Ooh, that's unfortunate. So we have to ride our Samurai. That's okay, because that ensures that we have a 11k Samurai. We're just gonna go ahead and just swing here. Hope we can check Spirit Exceed. Yeah, and Great Nature has a lot of filtering, like with Hamsuke, and they have quite good inherent draw power as well. Neo Nectar, I think, is a 5-draw 4-crit deck. I personally run 4-crit. If you guys want to see my Neo Nectar deck, here it is. Well, okay, need to shrink this Goki guy back down. Alright, I need to pay attention. What happened? Oh, he killed my thing. What happened here? I didn't even see what was going on. He searched the PG, and then he did all this stuff and attacked me. Okay. Alright, so he set up 2. We got Cositus, so we're safe. We're gonna go ahead and ride this because it doesn't serve any other purpose. And now we have to run over his boys, so we're gonna use this to run over that. We're gonna use this to run over that. And unfortunately, we don't have a guaranteed hit to the Vanguard, but we are still gonna go for it. I should have put the Night. I like to put the Night Spirit behind my Vanguard. I usually don't put 4K grade zeros in the left or right side. I usually like to put them in the middle because they're not proper boosters to begin with. He's out 2 draws. Alright, the good thing about this is I'm making him waste his interceptors now. So he's gonna have to bank on draw triggers to replenish them, whereas we just basically replenish Night Mist. So this is gonna put me at 3. So we're gonna get to use Cositus. Cositus will call the Night Spirit back up. Ooh, checking a PG like that and the opponent going back to 0 is... Ooh, not what you want to see. But it's not terrible. Because we're about to show how good Granblue is. Alright, we're going to go and get the Night Spirit right back up. Put him over here. See, all that work that Tejas put in didn't work out. Now we're going to use Thanatos. Thanatos is going to go in and get that 9k. And we're going to use... Probably going to use him to run that over. So run that over. Oh, Thanatos has the attack into that guy, though. So that won't work. We'll have to wait, then, until he... No, I can't do that. I don't want to attack with Cositus. Oh, wait. Cositus is not guaranteed to hit him. But I can make Cositus... Okay, we're going to do it this way. Yeah, we're going to do this. Alright, so... That runs over that. And then do this. Okay. I mean, kind of weird because we don't have a booster. Ideally, you want a booster here. So I don't even know if I should have used Thanatos this early. I probably should not have used him, to be honest. But at least we get a wall here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put it... We're at 2 damage because we healed. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here. We'll just have to do it this way. Yeah, it's unfortunate we didn't have a booster. But I was able to make Thanatos deal a damage and fish out something. So he can't heal here. He'll whiff heal. And he doesn't have Counterblast 2 for Overlord. But he's out 1 more of the Persona Blast. Alright, that's good because I need that to Superior Call my Night Mist. Although I don't think I really need to use it this turn. Actually, I think I do need it because it will swing 11. Because... Or we can just kind of like high roll into him with no booster. And hope we can check a trigger here, and then this thing will just kill that. And I can... I'll just do it that way. Let's just do this. Come on, crit. Wow, okay, nothing. That was... I probably should have gotten Cositus then. But he's low on cards. He can't heal. But he is pushing damage to us, and we're not able to retaliate. That's the biggest problem with Cositus being a 10k Vanguard without his Limit Break skill. In a way, Spirit Exceed would be the better choice right now. Alright, he's got another heal. And he can't heal if he checks heals here. But we can. But we're already kind of out too. So we got what? 4... We got 5 crits, 2 draws, and 2 heals. I think he's trying to think, should he... He's debating whether or not he gives me Counterblast? Because then I'll be able to swing over him? I don't know why you need to second guess it. You just kind of need to push damage at this point. He's ahead of me in damage. Open 5x flag. What is that? If we draw 10 flag, confirm got triple, right? If you mean if you open 10 packs on the gacha? No, you're not guaranteed a triple R. I need that last turn. I need a grade 1 here. I don't have any grade 1s in the drop zone. I need to draw like in a Chappie or something. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now... What I want to do, I can get... Yeah, we need to rewrite because we need to plus something without having to sacrifice something. 16. We have Limit Break now, so we're probably just gonna get this actually.
ファーストチェックセカンドチェック
Oh wow, neither one of us are checking that many triggers.
ダメージチェック
Okay, I guess I spoke too soon.
アタックスタンドドロー
Yeah, it's a lot more fun climbing the ladder with a more rare deck like this. He's gonna call that out there. Well, okay, he's gonna try to... Oh, he could actually win here. I need to check a defensive trigger on this attack from the Overlord. Which, there is a good chance that we'll check one. There we go. And I need him to not check one here. He could check one too, because he's 7 and we're at 6. Okay, so when we got to 6 damage heal. This was a strange game. Neither one of us really did a whole lot. The main problem that I ran into was no boosters until way later. And I don't know, he just had a lot more interceptors. His turn 2 with the Tejas play was really good. It was mainly his streaking that made him stay ahead of me in damage that game, and then just not being able to draw into boosters and not checking triggers for either one of us was kind of bad. I think Gold's is one of the easiest ones to, or one of the most fun ones to climb, because you just run 9 crit, unless you don't have Ezel. If you don't have Ezel, then yeah, then Gold Paladin isn't really, it's not really that fun if you have to go Garmor and the generic stuff. Alright, so this kind of hand is kind of weird. I don't really like all those Ruin Shades. So we're just going to go try to throw those back and draw into some other stuff. Okay, that's better.
Stand up. Vanguard.
Dimension Police is kind of hard if you're not running the Ride Chain. Enigman with Laurel is really the way to go. I can show you my Dimension Police deck. Okay, so here I kind of would like to hold on to this, but should I ride Chappie? I think we're just gonna have to throw that away. Chappie's more useful. This is 9. Should I use Chappie early? We already got 2 Cositis though, so we're just gonna roll with this. We're already out 2 draw triggers in hand, so we only have like 1 left. Or we only have 2 left. Yeah, we'll take a look at Dimension, please. We'll look at 2 different builds. I think I deleted my Dayusha deck, but I can build it back. I had two deck lists. I played Dimension Police very early on, back when they first came out, because I pulled all their stuff on day 1. We need to check a defensive here. Good, that's the best one you want to see on defense draw. Alright, so he wasted his grade 2 just sitting up there like that. Now we're gonna go into this. And then... I kinda wanna run that over with Ruin Shade, just because Ruin Shade can throw some stuff in there for later. Oh, it threw a Spirit Exceed. Ah, I would have checked that as my crit. That feels bad. See, that's why I understand why people don't like Ruin Shade because of that. We would have pushed him to 3 damage there. And now a Chappie's just kind of just sitting in the drop zone doing nothing. But the thing is, now I have more targets for Cositis to call up when I ride him. I'll probably call Chappie with Cositis when I ride him next turn. So it kind of worked out. We threw away a critical, but it's okay. You always like to see Shadow Paladin do these plays, top deck a trigger off of their heal trigger skill. So that he's got like no interceptors, and we're just gonna go off on him next turn. Oh yes, checking defensives. Checking defensives. Do we need Ruin Shade? I mean, the only thing that you could replace it with is the Commodore Blue Blood, the 10k vanilla, or maybe one Ghost Ship and the Commodore Blue Blood. We were talking about that earlier. We went over a deck list that doesn't run Ruin Shade, and I'll show it. I'll show it after this match. All right, what do we got in here? I want to call Chappie because we've got Thanatos. Oh, we only have 2, but do I really want to throw another Ruin Shade? Ruin Shade could. I think I'm gonna get Ruin Shade just because. Just because I don't have that many interceptors right now, so we're gonna get Ruin Shade because it's an easy 11 to 11. I already have a Chappie and another booster. I want another interceptor. Maybe he'll mill me a Night Mist here. Now we need to form a 16k column with the Chef and the Samurai. I mean, I could go Chappie right now, but I don't need to. I'll just kind of hold on to him. Ah, another critical. No, it was the same 2 cards. It was Chappie and the critical. Alright, so this is 21. We're 14 down the middle. So that means this is 2 to pass. So I'm probably going to kill his Dark Dictator. And I'll pass the trigger power to Petro if I get it. And we got it. So Petro's going to be able to hit now, and he'll unflip. Oh, he's checking all those defensive draws though. That's gonna be kind of annoying because he's gonna have retire fodder for his PBO, or his PBO skill. And he's checked what, one of the Persona. He's checked 2 Persona Blasts, so at most he has 1 left in the deck, or it's in his hand right now. He's got 21 cards left. Okay, so that proves that he doesn't have it in his hand out of those 4 or those 5 cards. He's gonna give me another damage. I'm probably going to use the Thanatos play. We'll save Cositis for when we're at higher damage. I'm not gonna re-ride this turn. We're gonna use Thanatos to extend our attacks with the Night Spirit. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're gonna skip ride. I need that counterblast for my Thanatos. So we're gonna put him here. And we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do this. And now we're going to bring out Chappie behind Cositis so he can hit the Vanguard. And we're gonna throw Night Mist in there because there isn't any Night Mist in there. So that deck thins and shuffles the deck. Now we go into battle phase. And what's in here again? So now we can bring up a 13k beat stick in the form of Spirit Exceed off of Thanatos' skill. It keeps checking defensives though. That's like, what is that? That's like the 3rd one in a row. Alright, so let's see. I might want to go into Spirit Exceed because that's a 20k. Oh wait, Ruin Shade could be 11. That's 18. We'll get Ruin Shade. Alright, then we need 1 to pass. Ah, okay. It's getting lucky with all these defensive draws. No Duke player? Why? What? Duke isn't out yet. Spectral Duke Dragon is next month. Oh, he's out another heal. He's out 3 heals. Yeah, man, Spirit Exceed makes Thanatos live so much more easily. You don't need Rough Seas Banshee. It's amazing how much better this deck runs with this setup. The thing is, he's used up so many grade 3s, and he's got 16 cards left. So I feel like he's getting super lucky. He's gotten really lucky on his defensive. See, wow. So he heals back down. So he has no more heals. And he's got like 1 or 2 draws in his deck, otherwise they're in his hand. See, now would be a pretty good time for Dancing Cutlass, but we don't have him. Alright, so we're gonna re-ride for the superior ride here. I kind of want to get Chappie, but I think we need... Let's see, we can get the Natos, swing in, get another... There's got to be some big play that we can do. Thanatos, I don't think he's going to be useful here. Unfortunately, we haven't seen a lot of Night Miss. So, but we do need to re-ride, though. This would be 13. This can extend the attack, but it'll waste the booster. I kind of think I need this, because I've got Samurai Spirit, so we're going to go with Petro. And then we'll run... Oh, we have Limit Break, though, but this is 21. I don't want to waste my Chappie. So, we'll probably call this. Oh, but then I don't have another Night Mist, so I can't really... Yeah, I have to run it like this. Man, this guy's been checking draws like every time I attack him. He's only got 1 more trigger left in his deck, so we just need to hit 1 trigger. Oh, never mind, we hit over it. That's why we need to keep the pressure. Alright, so we check a crit. This is probably going to poke one of the PGs out. Alright, I don't think he has any triggers left in his deck. I bet that last draw is in his hand. Alright, if he's going to use Nevin, which means he can't do the retire skill, so we're okay because we got a PG. What can happen here is he's going to kill our Interceptor, swing in with Nevin, push me to 5, and then I PG him, and then we have to try to go for game next turn. The only unfortunate thing is we haven't really seen much of Night Mist this game. So this is an example of a game where we've had to play without Night Mist. But see, like, if we had Dancing Cutlass in the deck right now, because he's in the Soul right now, but if we top deck Dancing Cutlass could really, like, save us right now. I don't think he has any triggers left in his deck. So, alright, so that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and... We don't really need to call that. And what I'll do is we're gonna get Night Mist by sacrificing Samurai Spirit. Put him here. And then all we gotta do is... I mean, this is the only play I can do at this point, is we just have to try to go for game. We have to hope we can heal down. We still have 2 heals left. Alright, let's see. I bet he's got the PG, though. Come on, give me, like, double heal. Aw, that's unfortunate. He just saw 2 of my perfect guards. So I think this one's going to go to a 6 damage heal. 13 cards left with 2 heals. 1 draw. We'll need to... Ooh, we might need two 6 damage here. Oh, that's his last... He has no more triggers at all. So he's 9 draw out. So we have to heal right here. Come on, heal. Come on, Thanatos. Come through. What? They were like, all three of them were like in that same set of 4 cards? Wow. Well, it's kind of unfortunate. That's what happens if you're not able to get Night Mist that game. I mean, I used Chappie one time to get one of him in there, but we just weren't drawing into him for some weird reason. I don't, yeah, I mean, I tutored one out. Alright, let's go look at the deck that you guys were talking about. So you guys wanted to see the Dimension, please? Oh, we got the stamina. Alright, so for Dimension, please. This is the best build. This is the best build that I have right now. If you want to copy it, feel free to copy it. If you want to try it out. Basically, for Laurel, because Laurel is your win condition. He's basically your Silent Tom. You need him to do the restand play. Now, you could run critical triggers over the stand triggers. The reason why I'm running the stand triggers is because it can come in clutch at allowing you to do Laurel skill multiple times. Because we run Miracle Beauty. Because we run Miracle Beauty with stand triggers, if you check a single stand and you stand Miracle Beauty after Laurel has already rested her, then she'll stand up and then the other thing will stand up with her, so you have an extra standing column after your Vanguard swings. So if your Vanguard's swinging with critical and they PG you and they're at 5 damage, you can just use Miracle Beauty to swing in. I've also seen crazy matchups where I've had to call down like 2 Miracle Beauties. And then I check, well, I'm trying to think in that scenario how that worked. Because I think I was running like 5 stands when I did that. But this is one deck that runs stand triggers. Although you could take them out and run critical triggers, and that might actually be more aggro, might actually be better. I used to run the criticals originally. But I would recommend running it like this. I don't see why you don't need to run full Laurel right now. I would say run full Laurel. Run full Laurel because Tejas will kill it. You need to have Laurel on the field if you want to win the game. If you don't have Laurel on the field and you're running Dimension Police in the current meta, your chances of winning drop significantly. Yeah, you want to run 4 Laurel until the next set of support. Until D-Robos. You basically max Laurel until D-Robos. And I've had these Laurels since day 1 when they were released. I pulled 3 Dayusha and 4 Laurel, and I crafted the 4th Dayusha. If you want to run Dayusha, you can, but I don't think he's necessary because Miracle Beauty on the rearguard circle with the stand triggers helps you get extra attacks after you use Laurel's skill. So it helps you extend your offense. And the thing is, with the trigger, oftentimes what you do with this deck is if they have 2 interceptors, you use Miracle Beauty to kill one of them, or you use Kazobig or something to kill one of them, and then you use Enigma Storm to kill the other one, and then you use Laurel to rest the remaining column plus himself and the thing behind Miracle Beauty to stand Enigma Storm. And it depends on if Enigma Storm checks a trigger. If he checks a trigger, you're going to put power on him and restand him. If he doesn't check a trigger, then you don't use Laurel. I mean, you could if you want to kind of, high roll a crit or something. But, I mean, he won't have the critical. That's the only problem. So, that's why you could also run critical triggers. But this one I feel like is more, it sustains itself better. But criticals can really just end the game faster, though. Think of, if you run criticals. Let's do another build. Here, we'll build another one. Let me build another. Rather than modify this one, I'll just create my old deck that I had. 3 Laurel and 2 of the dog booster. Just run as many Laurel as you have because Narukami's going to want to snipe them. Kagerou's going to want to snipe them. Shadow Paladin's going to want to snipe them. They're not going to want Laurel to stick around because they know that's a really big problem card. So that's your win condition. That's basically your Silent Tom. That Laurel's the heart and soul of the deck. If you're not running Laurel, if you don't have Laurel on the field, then your chances of winning with Dimension Police are really, really low. Alright, so you could also do this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last one would be... what is this? When this use attack hits, this. Okay. So the other form of the deck would be... this. Alright, so this is another deck that I used for a while when the cards were new. You can run this build also if you want crits. If you want the chance to deal 3 damage, so if you have your inherent crit plus a critical trigger right here in the form of Dayusha, you could do that too. It becomes more high roll, but it can also end games faster. So, and it could potentially kill MLB a lot faster too. So you could do that. So this is another build that you could do. And this one, because you don't run the stands, there's no reason to run Miracle Beauty. So you would run Dayusha instead. Because he's also a good backup Vanguard. But definitely, you're going to want 4 Cosmo Beak. You're going to want 4 of the Cosmo Great. Because those cards are very, very important at allowing you to get your inherent critical. This thing comes in useful too in certain scenarios. Same thing with Grander, because they don't have to actually hit. Like this guy is a rest, and this is a it just can attack. It doesn't even have to attack a Vanguard. It can swing into a rear guard. So, and it can even whiff, and it still gets its effect off. Die Lady is I found Mask Grander actually better than Die Lady, to be honest. But I run more of her because she's a 9k body and this is only an 8k body, so this is easier to kill off, and it's harder to run over like a 9k interceptor without a booster with this guy. So that's, yeah. I don't know. I don't think so, because he's in 8k. He'll whiff a lot. Although, yeah, you could do, okay, if you're gonna run Mask Grander, if you're gonna focus more on Mask Grander, run 4 of him. Take out Die Lady, actually. Run her at like 1 and run him at like 4. This is another build you could do. You could do this too. If you wanted, you could even not run Die Lady at all and run a 3rd one of these. But then the thing is, then you're very dependent on Nigman. I personally don't like to run too many of this card, because if your deck bricks and you have to ride Dayusha, then this guy is worse than Die Lady. Die Lady 2, Grander 3, yeah, you could do that. That would work. I like Die Lady because she's a 9k. She can just run over a Vivian or a Nullity, you know, any random generic, a Petro, any generic 9k interceptor. She can just run over it. Mask Grander does give that 2k power, but sometimes that 2k power is not enough. So it's still not, I mean, it's good, but it's not like great. Because sometimes that 2k is just not enough to get your skill. Typically, you're going to rely on Cosmo Beak and Cosmo Great to a lesser extent to get your critical skill off. Or you're just going to rely on Laurel restanding your Vanguard if you check a trigger and you just use your Vanguard swinging into like an interceptor. You can do 3 Lady, 2 Grander. I personally would do 2 Grander and 3 Die Lady. That's what I would be running if I was going to run this deck. I think like a lot of people think these cards, this and this, are really good. I mean, yeah, they're good, but they're kind of like, you know, you need like both of them, and it's better to just high roll with Laurel, and if you check a trigger when you're swinging the first thing and just do the restand, then, you know, you don't really need them then. So, yeah, you basically, you want Laurel. You want to prioritize Laurel and Cosmo Great and Cosmo Beak. Those are the three cards along with the Ride Chain. You want to go Ride Chain because that's your 11k Vanguard. This is your only 11k Vanguard, just like Spirit Exceed. The whole Spirit Exceed issue that helped Granblue, this is your main Vanguard. If you wanted to go pure Dayusha, you can do that if you wanted to not run the ride chain. Because I feel like the nice thing about running pure Dayusha is you would have a much more diverse lineup. Like, you would run more of these. You would run like 3 of those. You run like the 8K vanilla. You would run, let's see what else. You'd run more Die Ladies. You wouldn't run this. You wouldn't run this. You'd run more Grander. You'd run 10K. I would say 4 Die Lady. 3 Grander. Maybe like one of these, or maybe even a platinum. You can even go for the platinum ace, but I think platinum ace isn't really all that good. Actually, I would do it like something like that, and then take this out. If we wanted to go pure D-Robo, I guess what, four of this, and then what does this do? Attack hits, stand one of your rear guards. You could also do this. Hold up. You could go Enigman Rain with the Miracle Beauty. And then the trigger lineup would be something weird like this, I guess, or just 9 draw. Something like that, or maybe even like a stand would work because you're running Miracle Beauty and Enigman Rain. You could also do something like this, 9 draw. If you didn't want to ride Enigman because you're just sick and tired of playing Enigman the whole time, you could do something like this, and I think this would be fine as well. Still need 4 Laurel though. This way you have more of these type of cards in the deck. You also have ways to swing like 18K to cross ride and stuff like that. You have restand plays if you have to ride this, but that's not really the main primary focus of the deck. So this is another build that I did try out earlier. This was more of like a Dayusha focused build. Because Worker Pod and these things basically give you your power. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I don't really recommend it. But for fun, like this would be... I mean, you can hit 11K because of Worker Pod Saturday. But, you know, it's better to just, like, boost with it. But you play 9 draw because you don't have any draw power. And you need to draw into Laurel. And you don't have an 11K Vanguard. So you'd focus more on just straight up drawing. Yeah, actually for consistency, you probably want to run it more like this. You probably want to do like 3 Rain and 2 Miracle Beauty. I mean, the thing with Enigman Rain is if you're not running Miracle Beauty, you're kind of missing out on the main like strength of this card. So I would run more than 1 Miracle Beauty. 3 Enigman Rain is enough because you don't really want that as the Vanguard. But if you have to use it, you can use it. In fact, I still kind of think 3... Well, because Miracle Beauty is never going to stand up in this deck. So you might actually want to run stands then. Like 4 stands. Or maybe like... Let's see. 3 stands and 6 draws. Or something along these lines. It would be some kind of weird trigger lineup. Because this play is not really 100% needed, but I guess something like this. Like you'd run stands because you already have inherent critical. And with this build, there's more ways to hit the 14K power. I mean, you got this, you have Worker Pod, Counterblast 1 makes him 12. Rest this, that already makes him 14. You're running 3 of those. You can even run 4 of those if you want. But I just don't like running way too many 6K grade 1s in the deck. So that's why I'd opt to run some of these. Yeah, you could do this. I feel like you need some kind of stands, though, if you're going to run Enigman Rain and Miracle Beauty. But yeah, this would work. This would be an okay deck. This is kind of like the Granblue deck that I was playing yesterday. Alright, let me fix this Neonectar thing. I don't know why that's still over there. Something like this. This just gives you guys some ideas. This is one of the major aspects of the game that I enjoy is building decks. Not just playing the game all the time, but like just building decks and thinking about different plays and stuff. You know what's funny though? We're saying how DP is really weak right now, yet I'll be honest, I've encountered more Dimension Police players climbing the ladder compared to like DI or Pale Moon or Bermuda Triangle. There's some diehard Dimension Police users out that are still climbing. Hey Cardfight Geek, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We've been climbing using Granblue, and now we're just talking about Dimension Police and some other decks that you never see on ranked. But I have run into Dimension Police like quite a bit actually. I would say like in terms of my climbing this season, mostly MLB is what I've encountered. Second would be Kagero. Then it's a mix between like Golds, Shadows, Narukami. Like all three of them are kind of like around in the middle there. And then after that, it would be Dimension Police and Great Nature. And then Angel Feathers is even more rare than them. And then after that, it would be Dark Irregulars. And then the rest are just VP farmers. Yes, tomorrow's the last day to fight Goki. So you guys need to roll that gacha. Alright, let me go ahead and save that. Let me see, what do I have for Great Nature, actually? Yeah, this is my Great Nature deck. It's very incomplete. It's basically a budget build. We're running 2 Bison and 2 School Dominator App. Because I only have 2 Leopold, 4 Hamskay. I think I only have 2 Quelling Duckbill. It's not that great, so I'm probably not going to use it right now. I've been wanting to play Great Nature, though. You're having a hard time with Narukami against them since they just revived them next turn. Yeah. Although, I kind of feel like I've played against Narukami with, I played 2 Narukamis with Granblue. I lost to one yesterday, and I beat one today. And the only reason why I beat the one today was because I 6 damage healed. Because he sealed off my interceptors, and then I 6 damage healed on him, and then I just, you know, killed his interceptors. He was at 5 damage and he died. What was I gonna say? Narukami, I think, is actually pretty good against Granblue because of the Desert Gunners. Because Granblue's specialty is that they can constantly call interceptors, or they almost always have interceptors. But Narukami can kind of just ignore that because they could just use the Desert Gunners, or they can use Dungary to blow them up, or Vermilion can just battle them and get rid of them, but they'll come back. So, but honestly, I think the strength with Narukami is their ability to seal the interceptors using the Desert Gunners. I think that's really where they shine. Exactly. They just kind of ignore the interceptors. So I feel like Narukami actually is pretty strong against Granblue. Alright, Goki's getting ready. We need to roll the gacha on him. I'm still rolling the gacha even though I have the deck 100% complete. I'm still doing it because you want those materials for the next season. At this point, it's about getting the materials. It's about getting crystals and orbs. Yeah, I can show you guys my Narukami build. It's almost complete. I need to craft one more Vermilion. Let's see. So everybody should be doing the very hard fight every single day of the event. That way you can craft a triple R at the end of the event. Well, I wouldn't say Granblue tries to slow the game down. Granblue just does what they do. Granblue is actually a pretty fast-paced deck. We almost had 2 packs there. Alright, we can open 6, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. I need to exchange my coins also. Alright, so we are only ever gonna open the top one, because I want to try to pull an SP Thanatos, because the SP Thanatos looks amazing. I do have an SP Cositis, but I want an SP Thanatos. Yeah, Granblue's quick, especially if you run criticals. Oh, we got guaranteed triple R, even though we're already done. Can we get that SP Thanatos? Oh, we got extra Cositis. Okay, I mean, that's 30 crystals right there. Actually, I don't think I had 4 of Cositis. I have 3 Cositis and 1 SP. So now I'll have the picture. Now I have a playset of the actual. So that's just a little unfortunate. So now we don't get the crystals. Ooh, SP Petro. I wanted one of those. Oh, this is it. This is it. Come on, Thanatos SP. Let's go. Oh, it's just regular. But we got crystals, though. So that's 30 crystals right there. So I'll take it. Oh, wow. 4 John the Ghosty all in a row. Wow. Alright, that was pretty amazing. So now I've got 4 of these plus the SP. And now we've got this. I'm definitely going to throw this in. That looks pretty cool. So at least I got 1 SP. So that's a good way to end the event. I'm still going to do the event tomorrow. Just like I said, you do the event every single day because you need those materials. See, there we go. We got 30 gems off of that Thanatos. You gotta roll it. Honestly, you have to dig through your gems too. Like I had like 1,500, maybe almost 2,000 gems, but I dug down. Like on Wednesday, I spent like maybe 500 gems, and then on Friday, I spent like another 300 gems on stamina resets. So you gotta use your gems on these events if you want to guarantee yourself the cards. Especially if you're having bad luck. As bad as that sounds, that's the only way to do it. That's just how it is. Alright, now I should have the Cositis now. Yeah, we got Cositis. So we got the Thanatos. That Thanatos icon looks pretty scary. It's like the Grim Reaper. How many wins do I have with Goki? 76 wins with Goki. So not bad. We were on a 9-win streak with him earlier. I got up to 60 wins with him, like before the limit break came around. So we've gotten like 16 wins so far with the new deck.
カードショップ男前ほどではないがデッキを作るときは
You use 10 level ups to get the Granblue cards. Yeah, that's another thing too. You could use the story mode. You could do your grade up to reset stamina that way to save your gems. So let me see. We sort this by this. All. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And this is pretty cool too. SP Cositis. So I've got 60 crystals. Hollow crystals. So tomorrow, after I beat him on very hard, I'll have 70. So we're pretty close to being able to get another triple R on the next clan event. Always try, like if you complete the deck, always try to keep on rolling the gacha, just like you saw me. In that case, I pulled I pulled amazing right there. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty amazing on stream. Pulling 2 triple Rs just like that out of a 6-pack. That wasn't even like a 10-pack. I would if I had the material. I don't have the material. Well, no, I'm not gonna craft it. I'm just joking. But you always want those materials. Like now, I even have the option to deconstruct this in the future. Like if I need to play Break Ride and I have terrible luck. But tomorrow I'll have what 70 of these, and then if I roll gotcha, and if I just so happen to pull any triple R tomorrow, that will get me another 30 crystals, so I'll have 100 crystals, so I'll have enough to craft triple R going into the next time he shows up. So yeah, so that's kind of how I've always done these events. But you do need to save your gems to do these events. Do not, especially if you're free to play, you don't want to use your gems to open packs. You only want to use the tickets to open the packs. You want to use gems to do the limited clan events like this. I'm so sad I can craft 1 triple R for Neo Nectar, but I didn't pull enough triple Rs for that to matter. Well, for Neo Nectar, like how many, what did you have? I really am tempted to craft a triple R made of Trailing Rose, but I'm not going to. See, I can actually do it. I have almost 200 crystals, and I have 450 orbs on Neo Nectar. But SP made in Rainbow Wood, that's going to be in there for a while. This is going to be in there for a while. Wave 1 Neo Nectar isn't as good. Yeah, I mean, Neo Nectar, well, no, I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad. These cards are still going to stick around. These cards aren't going anywhere. You're still going to see, I'll still be playing them in the next wave. What's going to happen with Neo Nectar, for those who are wondering, Neo Nectar is going to diverge into 2 different decks. There's 2 different decks that you can build. So when they show up again, there's going to be the Musketeers, and there's going to be Arbros. And the deck that we have now with Made of Trailing Rose is going to naturally combine with the Arbros Ride Chain. So Made of Trailing Rose, Jean, the Jean Knights, the Squire Knights, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be played in the Arbros deck. Yeah, Trailing Rose is essential because she's going to be your backup Vanguard in the Arbros Ride Chain deck. So, okay, think of her like this. You know, in Great Nature, there's Lox and there's Leopold. Arbros is Lox. Made of Trailing Rose is Leopold. You can think of it that way. She's still going to see play. And Jean is still going to see play too. Jean is still going to be the heal trigger in the Arbros deck. Yeah, and Arbros is going to be easier to build because there's less pieces. You only need like the 4 triple R Arbros, and I think everything else is rare. Because all the double Rs and the other triple R are all Musketeer cards. Most of the focus for the next wave of Neo Nectar is going to be on the Musketeer archetype. Yeah, exactly. The Arbros Ride Chain is going to fix Made of Trailing Rose. In fact, I'll show you guys what will change in the deck. So if we go look at the Made of Trailing Rose deck. So currently, this is what I'm running. But essentially, what you change, you swap your Corolla. Actually, no, I would keep Corolla Dragon. You would swap Blade Seed Squire. You take this out, and you put in the Grade 1 Arbros. And you might drop 1 Corolla Dragon. So you have 4 of the Grade 1 for the Ride Chain. Or you could drop 1 of these. But if you want to keep 2 of these, you would drop a Corolla Dragon and you take out this guy. So this guy you won't really need to run anymore. Corolla Dragon is still going to be really good because it's an 8k. So I would probably keep Corolla. And this isn't really essential in the Arbros deck compared to the higher grade parts. Like, this guy's still going to be around. Maiden of Rainbow Wood is still going to be around. What's going to go away in the Grade 2 lineup is you're not really going to run Erminsel anymore. And you're going to drop Iris Knight for the Grade 2. Now, I guess some people might want to keep him and run and not run Rainbow Wood, but I think Rainbow Wood is, with her inherent skill to draw you a card, is just overall better value. So I would run her. So I would drop Iris Knight and Erminsel for the Grade 2 Arbros for the Ride Chain. That's what I would do. And then for the Grade 3, it's very simple. You would take out Behemoth and you drop her to like 1. Or you would, if they have some other Arbro support card, I don't really remember exactly what they get, but I think you keep her at 1 and you put 4 Arbros in. And that's basically it. There's no more Behemoth, and you only run 1 of her, and you keep Jean and you keep Made of Trailing Rose. because Gene's a really good heal trigger that can go back in the deck. And plus, Arbros' Limit Break makes your rear guards power up. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. You can take Erminsul out and run 1 Iris Knight. That's true. You can do that. Unless there's some other card that's worth running at 1 that comes out in the new set. So, yeah, that's basically... So, basically, the first deck that we get gets a Ride Chain. So, it becomes a lot better. And Arbros has a Limit Break skill that, I think... If you have two or more of the same... or 2 or more rear guards with the same name on the field, they both get 3k power. So it's pretty good. It can make your during Limit Break, it makes your entire field really strong. You can hit over like defensive damage checks and stuff. So it's really good. So I'll definitely be playing that. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, because Neo Nectar is one of my main clans, this along with Shadow Paladins are 2 of my primary clans. So that's why you can tell I have like way more Neo Nectar material than Granblue and Spike Brothers, because this is one of my more focal, concentrated clans. I concentrate a lot on Neo Nectar, so yeah, definitely I'll be playing Arbros. I'll also be playing Musketeers, of course. I'll be playing Musketeers. Musketeers is probably going to be the better deck overall, but it remains to be seen. I don't know. Arbros can do some crazy things with the Limit Break skill, so they're pretty good. They're pretty solid. Spikes are gonna be really good too, though. So I'll be playing Spikes. Basically, if you like seeing gameplay of the limited clans, like Spike Brothers, Granblue, Neo Nectar, and then later on Tachikaze and Mega Colony, you can expect to see a lot of that content on this channel. Because I don't like to just play meta decks. Now, Shadow Paladin is one of my favorite clans, but they're a meta deck. And when they were new, I played them a lot, but it's just kind of boring being in mirror matches a lot and, you know, just playing the same deck over and over again. So I like to change it up. I like the variety of building different decks and testing things out and learning new plays. And it's kind of like how Ren said in the anime, like when he played against Misaki at the beach, and he was telling her like, you should try different decks because you never know. Like, you learn so much about the game when you play different decks. And it's more fun. The game you don't get burned out from the game. Even if you go on a losing streak, it doesn't really, because you're changing the deck up a lot, it never really gets old. Yeah, Spike Brothers is going to be really fun. Spike Brothers are still, technically, they're still really good. I mean, they're kind of hurt right now because of Cross Ride and because Skydiver can't swing into MLB without a booster. But as long as you have Goblin Assault Squad or Spike Brothers Assault Squad, it doesn't really matter. So they're still a legit deck that can still do things, but this is more of like a big brain deck. I feel like it's for people who really like multi-comboed attacks and seeing them go off with big explosive plays. Yeah, as long as you... Yeah, because Seyfried kind of falls off. So at this point, I would say there's no point in crafting him. He's not really going to see much use in the next wave. He gets... Basically, in the new deck, he gets replaced by Demonic Lord Deadly Emperor. And you get a card called Jelly Beans. Jelly Beans becomes your new heal trigger. And he replaces the one copy of this. And I think he replaces like 3 of these or something. So you'll only end up with like 1 Skydiver. Or maybe you do like 3 Juggernaut Maximum and maybe like 3 Skydiver or something, and it'll be like 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 4. It remains to be seen. I'll try like a bunch of different builds with Spike Brothers. I don't really understand Spike Brothers as well as Neo Nectar. I just don't have that much experience with them. But I don't know. It'll be fun to try things out. I love playing the limited clans because as long as you roll the gacha every single day, even if you have to spend down your gems, like I said, I had like almost 2k gems, and now I only have like what, climbing ranked and doing story mode kind of got me back up there in gems. So I almost got 1,000 gems again. But you kind of have to use your gems on stamina resets if you want to build these decks. But they're pretty much free decks, like unless you have horrible luck on the gacha, and I know that feels terrible. When you open a 10-pack on Goki and you get like a blue circle, that's like the worst feeling in the world. Tachikaze is one that I understand fairly well because they play similar to Shadow Paladin. Yeah. If I had to rank the 3 in terms of my favorite out of the 3, Neo Nectar is definitely my favorite one. Second, Granblue, and my least favorite one is Spike Brothers. I think that I know how to play Neo Nectar the best, and then the other 2 it's kind of varied. Like, I probably understand Granblue better than Spike Brothers, but Spike Brothers are easier to play than Granblue just because they inherently hit higher numbers. They just do more than the Granblue cards overall. They just have better rearguard effects overall. Granblue, you kind of have to really, really know what you're doing. Yeah, Gold Paladins do kind of play like Granblue, that's true. So does Pale Moon in a way. Pale Moon plays like Granblue as well. Let's see. Pale Moon, Granblue, and Golds were Gold superior call during battle phase. Like Vivian style, for instance. Those are more, they're multi-combo attack oriented. Spike Brothers is also like that in a way. Decks that are not like that are defensive decks. A defensive deck is like Link Joker, Kagero, Narukami is sort of a defensive deck, but it's kind of an interesting hybrid deck because Narukami has offensive retire, whereas Kagero has defensive retire. So it's yeah, I wouldn't really. It's hard to classify Narukami. They're an enigma. They're like a really interesting clan. But Pale Moon, Spike Brothers, Nova Grapplers, Granblue, even Neo Nectar to a lesser extent, are kind of like heavy aggro decks that are offensive and they push. And then like during the opponent's turn, because they inherently like set up boards easily for cheap, they have a lot of interceptors. So during the opponent's turn, they appear defensive, but I don't really consider that defensive. It is defensive just because it's 0. Because in real Vanguard, that's not technically a defensive thing. No, I think we'll see Pale Moon next season. Although, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, maybe Global doesn't really care about Pale Moon compared to JP. Because when Pale Moon came out with the second wave, they were played a lot on GP. At least in the first season. I don't know about the second half of the month, but I know in the first season there was a lot of Pale Moon. I remember seeing Japanese streamers play the Pale Moon deck, and I saw a lot of Dreamy Fortress builds. I will definitely be playing Pale Moon. So, okay, if you guys... So, if you want to know what to expect on this channel, you can... Obviously, the limited clans, like Granblue, we've already gone over that. But you can expect to see Pale Moon, high-level Pale Moon, next month, guaranteed. You can expect to possibly see Battle Sisters. It depends on if I pull enough fromage, because I'm not actively trying to save up crafting material for OTT. Like, as you can see here, my OTT materials are not that great for crafting triple Rs. Pale Moon is abysmal right now, but that's the one that I'm actively doing my daily character fights. That's because I crafted my Nightmare Doll Alice's, and it took a while to do that. And before anybody starts talking about the exchange, yes, I know she's a reward here, but the thing is, they skipped the season that she was supposed to show up, because technically we're supposed to be on the Alice season right now. But I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know that they were going to skip, so when they skipped, I thought, oh, now I got to craft. So I went and crafted my Alice, because I had enough material saved up for Lukie. But I went and crafted Alice, and then lo and behold, she shows up here in the tournament rewards, so it's like... Now I feel kind of bad because now I have to start all over again, and I definitely want to play Pale Moon, but it means, yeah. I like the artwork on this Alice though. This Alice makes me think of like Nightmare Doll Alice during the G era, like when Asuka, Kyo, and Ren took on Team Tri-3 in that weird like tournament match. I remember this. This is kind of how I remember Alice looking in the anime. Yeah, it's okay that they skipped it. Trumpeter was one that I never really cared about them skipping over. That didn't really matter to me because I already had 4 easily. But Alice was the card that I spent like 2 months crafting a playset. So this card took a long time to craft. Because I've pulled 0 of this. All my pulls on set 2 were Laurel, Dayusha, Perfect Riser, and Tsukuyomi. I pulled playsets of all those. Oh, I pulled 3 Dayusha. But basically I pulled all the Dimension Please, the Risers, and the Tsukuyomi. I pulled no Alice. I pulled 1 Purple Trapezes. I pulled nothing from DI. No Edel Rose. 1 NLK, which is all you need, so I'm good with that. And then I pulled like 1 Reindeer for Bermuda Triangle. So I've spent like 2 months crafting Alice, Purple Trapezes, and all the Bermuda Triangles, because those are the stuff I never had. And then when we get to June, I literally pull like everything day 1. I pull I pull an SP MLB, I pull 4 MLB, I pull all the Shadow Paladin stuff in just one go. I pull literally everything. All 4 Draconic Overlord the ends. No, I pulled like 3 and I crafted the 4th one. All Scarlet Witch Coco. The only thing I didn't pull in set 3, or no, set 4, the one with MLB, the only card I did not pull was Beast Deity Azure Dragon. And that was a card that I wanted, and I didn't get it. So that proves that the weird reverse logic works in this game. Because I remember Vanguard Insider kept getting trolled by pulling so many Beast Deities. And there was like a bunch of other people that I watched them open packs and they didn't want Beast Deity Azure Dragon. They kept pulling Beast Deity Azure Dragon. I wanted Beast Deity Azure Dragon and they gave me like everything but Beast Deity Azure Dragon. So, I mean, that's how it works. Doesn't make any sense, but that just seems how it works. It's really weird. Reverse psychology. You tell it you don't want this thing and it'll give you that thing. So, yeah, I've basically spent all my time or all my character fights on Asuka and Emmy. I haven't had to do Emmy anymore because I have like everything except for like 1 more Pacifica. But yeah, this is horrible. Having to craft like all these Alices and like Purple Trapezes is super annoying. But I mean, it took like 2 months, but I have them now. And I've been trying to build a good Pale Moon deck, but it's just too. It's pretty rough. Like okay, this is my standard build for Pale Moon. I finally crafted these, and I'm so proud that I crafted these. So now I don't care about the tournament reward. The original art, OG Alice. This is what I pulled. And I had to craft like literally all the other triple Rs in this deck. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of having to craft all this stuff. Took a while. Took like 2 months, but I got it. 3 Ganslot, 3 MLB from pulls. Yeah. So yeah, same here. I'm trying to make an 11k build that focuses on Mistress Hurricane. Just because ever since I realized how good Spirit Exceed is, how Spirit Exceed saves Granblue from total disaster, I kind of want to do the same thing to Pale Moon. But Mistress Hurricane just kind of like, man, that soul 6 requirement, 6 soul is just it's just too much because you have to run this. You gotta run this. You gotta run Starting Presenter. Or the Grade 1 Soul Charger. Yeah, I know. And I may not even be able to play it at the beginning unless I get super lucky on the gacha. Because I mean, I wasn't able to play Pale Moon until now because I didn't have the triple R's. I mean, I was able to play it, but you know, without Nightmare Doll Alice, the deck kind of crashes and burns most of the time. It just doesn't have a good enough offense to extend their attacks. I know, I feel like this should have been like, your soul needs to be 4 or 3 or something. But the fact that this is the only 11k Vanguard, just like how Granblue only has like one 11k Vanguard, that's not even guaranteed to be 11k, is just kind of bad. It's what hurts the deck. Yeah, Lukia will save the deck though. This deck is just sitting here waiting. It's just waiting for the day or next month to arrive. I'm just so glad that we won't really have to rely on Golden Beast Tamer anymore, because I hate this thing's restraint effect. You know what? I wish they would buff this card and just make the restraint a Vanguard only effect. Why does this card have a rear guard restraint effect? The stupidest thing about this card is when if you're running out of interceptors in late game and you need to push them, you need to get like PGs out of their hand, you call this down on the rear guard circle and it has restraint. That is just bad game design right there. That should be a Vanguard only restraint effect. Or make it 11k. I don't know what they were thinking. Dark Regulars though. Dark Regulars technically you can still climb with them. You just have to really know how to play them well. But the only reason why, ignore the 9 crit in this. The 9 crit in this is because this is the deck that I use to beat Goki every day. This is the best deck to beat Goki with on very hard. I have had almost no trouble beating Goki every single day with this specific build. You use Gwyn to blow up his interceptors. You use Still Vampire to top his Cositis, not his Cositis, his Night Mist, so that gets rid of his last interceptor or whatever on the final turn. Or you just go NLK and get that crit when you're at 5 and just end it. Yeah, I get some. Yeah. Yes. 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 And I'm not actively trying to build that deck, but I will definitely play Reiji on stream. Like legit Chariot, everything. If I pull all that stuff, I will definitely play that deck. If I don't pull Chariot, I'll still build the deck, and that's the reason why I went ahead and spent like this month and half of like last month crafting the Edel Rose. So I have Edel Rose now. She's another card that I've had to craft 4 of. Super annoying, but I've had to craft 4 of this and 4 Nightmare Doll Alice. So I finally completed this, and if I don't get Chariot, it's not the end of the world. You just substitute her as your other heal. That's all you gotta do. It's as long as you got Edel Rose. If you have like 2 Chariot, just run 2 Chariot and just run 2 Edel Rose and run like 3 Werewolf Sagers or something, and you're good. So I'm pretty much set for Reiji. All I gotta do is pull the Reijis and like 2 Chariots, and I think I'm good. And even if I only have like 1 or 2 Reiji, I mean, all it is like swap Still Vampire for Reiji, swap Edel Rose for the Chariot, depending on how many I pull. Those are the 2 that I'll be swapping. Leave this in here, leave this in here, and then like, you know, change the grade 2 and grade 1 lineup accordingly. No, yeah, I know. I'm saying like if I don't have 4 Chariot on day 1, I would have to like run a mishmash of stuff. Well, we were saying how Gansalt's kind of broken yesterday, so I wouldn't say Edel Rose is balanced, but but yeah, this is balanced because it fetches you a card that doesn't really do anything, but has a decent 10k body. But being able to fetch something that can blow up an interceptor is, I wouldn't exactly call that balanced, but we've already discussed a lot of that at length yesterday. The Demon Bike and Cart still help to not deck out as well. No, I know how it works. No, maybe you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying if, let's say I open packs and I pull like 2 Chariot, and I can't craft any more Chariot. What I'm saying is I'm going to run those 2 Chariots, and I'll run 2 Edo Rose, and those 2 plus 2, that's 4 heal triggers. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Edo Rose is balanced because it draws a vanilla, exactly. But she might still see play in my deck if I have room for her. In the event that I don't pull 4 Chariot. That's all I'm saying. So it's still worth crafting is the bottom line. Especially if you wanted to play Dark Irregular like during this month or last month. In particular last month, or maybe even May, I guess, back when it was most relevant. Yeah, if this could fetch this, that would be pretty broken, actually. Yeah, that would be broken because you can not only can you destroy an interceptor, you can blow up a booster, which is huge in terms of long-term advantage. I think if she actually did that, if she fetched Gwyn, I think people will still be running this in the Reggie deck, if that's what she did. Both of these would probably still see play. Maybe not at max copies, but you'd still, like, people would probably run her as like a critical trigger, or maybe even a stand trigger. Because if you check a stand on a demon bike with a crit, after it's swung at them and they PG'd, and you check a stand, and you stand back up your crit rear guard, the Reggie deck does use a lot of counterblasts. Emblem Master counterblasts, and I think there's like another card. If they use Amon, because Amon is still used in the Reggie deck, then they are using counterblast. And there may be something else that uses counterblast. I can't remember if Dimension Creeper uses counterblast or not. I don't think it does. I know in standard Vanguard it does. Greedy Hand, that's right. Emblem Master and Greedy Hand are the cards that the deck out problem is fixed, because what they do is when you call the Chariot, the grade 3 Chariot, it creates a new grade 3, grade 2, and a grade 1 of its like group, and then it like puts them in the deck, so it fattens up the deck with like 3 other cards. And if you set Chariot as a heal trigger, it just created a new heal trigger and put it in the deck. So yeah, it fixed the deck out problem. So it's almost like there's an infinite loop where you can like draw into a Chariot, call it down, create a new Chariot heal trigger plus a grade 2 and a grade 1, put them in the deck, then later on draw into the Chariot again, and then you call it down, and you keep creating those 3 cards over and over and over again. So yeah, they fixed the deck out problem with those cards. So that's the reason why Chariot will be the new heal trigger, because you essentially have infinite heals in that deck. On paper it sounds good, but you'll see in practice the deck can still die to other decks. Chariot in the the physical game was basically like, I think all it did was when you call it down, if you have, it has a continuous skill, and it's like if you have 3 or more of them in the soul, it gained its skill. It didn't create anything though. That's the new part of it. So it didn't fix the deck out issue. So this addresses that problem. So that's why the deck will actually see play. I expect to see quite a few DI players in Global next month, especially if they ban or like fix Wingle and Tejas. Then I expect to see a lot more DI, and I really hope they do that. Because I expect to see more DI than Pale Moon, to be honest. I feel like DI is better for beginners. Pale Moon is more for, like, advanced it's harder to play well than Dark Irregulars. Dark Irregulars is easier. Like, even if you look at the quality of their cards, like in the first release, they already gave them like 2 11k Vanguards in their initial release. Both which have pretty good skills. This guy's good because he always makes Doreen a 9k every turn if he's a Vanguard, and then he has that final turn thing that he can do, which is kind of a gimmick, but it can still actually win you games because it gives you guaranteed 10 plus 10k plus 1 crit. And then this is good at a 1-for-1 trade of nuking the opponent's back row, and then technically also blowing up their interceptors if they have no back row. So you can get more attacks to the face, and then he basically hits huge numbers just as his soul gets bigger and bigger. So they got really good Vanguards when they first released. Still Vampire for the memes. He can also win you games. He can like top deck a Blaster Blade onto the Vanguard circle. You know, like his Persona Blast basically will put Blaster Blade on top of MLB, and therefore taking out the interceptors, so you get like 2 or 3 attacks depending on if Palamedes on the field or if Blaster Dark's on the field or whatever, right? So you get like two or 3 attacks to the Vanguard in endgame with this, and on top of that, when they have to rewrite MLB, he loses his critical trigger because it's now like he's rewritten. So they have to redo the fusion if they want to get that critical pressure after his effect. Now granted, at that point, at that late in the game, it won't really matter. If they survive Still Vampire, they're probably going to kill you, even without the critical at that point. But yeah, if you ride over MLB, he loses his crit. Yeah. So they got some pretty good stuff. They have a Ganslot clone that fetches you a 10k vanilla, this is pretty good in the early days of the game. So Dark Riddler definitely, in my opinion, they were one of the better clans that came out back in May. It's pretty good, actually. They were one of the better ones. I would say they were better than Dimension Police and Pale Moon. But it took someone who knew what they were doing to use this deck. So this deck is not like... It's relatively easy to use because it's easier to use than Pale Moon. I mean, they have like Berserk Dragon in the deck. I mean, they have lots of retire power. Insane amounts of retire power. This thing, although it's a 1-for-1 trade, it's still blowing up the opponent's field. Berserk Dragon, high power columns, good boosters in late game. I mean, or attackers. I mean, stuff like that. It's pretty solid. Pale Moon was the one that I think is very underpowered at release. Dimension Police was kind of in the middle. Pale Moon, I think, was the weakest one. Dark Irregulars was the strongest one. Dimension Police was kind of in the middle out of those 3 clans. Bermuda was kind of strange because they basically threw too many triple Rs at you at once, making it very hard to build this deck. This deck is literally the hardest one to build day one, or just in general, because it's harder to build than Shadow Paladins, because Shadow Paladins is a 3 triple R deck upon release. So that's the same as Golds and Angel Feathers. But Bermuda was a 4 triple R deck at release. Now granted, you only really needed 3 of the triple Rs. Those 3 triple Rs being Perla, Reindeer, and Riviere. You didn't really need Pacifica. Pacifica was the Mega Blast, and she wasn't really all that great, so you didn't really need this one. So technically, it's kind of 3 triple R required, but you know, it's this deck requires some big brain play. This is more like Great Nature. You can't really go in as a beginner and expect to win games with Bermuda. You have to really know how to do the moves, how to do the combos with this deck. I wouldn't say Bermuda was super weak at release. Oh yeah, they were weak because Reindeer was a 10k body. They finally buffed her and made her a 11k body when MLB came out, and that helped them. It helped them, but it kind of came in too late. I feel like if she was 11k day one, Bermuda would have been a whole lot better. back then, because back then, like, the tough matchups were Perfect Riser and Tsukuyomi, and I mean Kagero sort of, but you know, Kagero's still slow, so and Bermuda's kind of fast compared to Kagero. So I mean, people always say Bermuda's weak. I think it's because most people don't know how to play Bermuda because it's a big brain deck. It's kind of like Great Nature and Pale Moon. I mean, you have to know how to play it well to do well with it. If you don't know how to play the clan that well, or if you're average at this game, you're just not going to make it look good. Four triple R with no 10k base. You mean 11k base? Yeah, the problem was Riviere was your only 11k, just like Enigman for Dimension Police, and it's based off of a ride chain. So that was the only problem with the clan. So you kind of had to run Riviere. And on top of that, there's two different builds. Like, technically, Reindeer shouldn't even be in this deck. If you want to run true Riviere, you would take Reindeer out. The reason why Reindeer's in here is because they buff her to 11k. But if I want to run true Riviere, it would look something like this. I'm trying to think now, what do I need to change? Because it's an aggro deck. So it would be... do I need Floras? I think it would be... No, wait, do I even have any? No, I don't even think I need this. I think it would just be like 4 Pacifica and one of this, I guess. But when would that ever activate? Oh yeah, the Pearl Sister Perla. So this would be the true Bermuda, or whoops, that's not right. That's not supposed to be 9 draw either. This should be like crit. No, draw, crit, yeah, like this. This is a real Riviere deck from back in the day. Pacifica Riviere was a legit deck back in like IRL Vanguard back in the day. It looks something like this. I don't know if Kareem should really be in here, but I just threw it in here because you can bounce it up with Perla. I didn't know what else to put in, but I just didn't want to run Reindeer, so that would be and that's considered the weaker deck. The stronger deck was Reindeer, and Reindeer was this one. So this is the legit, real deal deck. This is the one that I used to climb the season back in May, or like second half of May, when I had finally gotten a playset of Reindeer. Like, not this Reindeer, the original one, but it was before MLB. I was legit climbing Legend with the 10k Reindeer, and it paid off. I have like what 130 something wins with this clan. So yeah, I think we I don't know if I did a deck and fight video of this clan. I've got to go look back at it, but I think I had like an outdated deck. But yeah, this is the true Reindeer deck. And the Reindeer deck is better, but it's more high roll. The Riviere one is more aggro and offensive in terms of like power. This is more like the Surakaiser, essentially. Nova Grappler. This is like a Nova Grappler deck that has a lot of draw power. But yeah, Bermuda is pretty much underpowered right now. But they were good in May. Like, they weren't bad. Or at least the Reindeer deck wasn't bad. The Riviere one, I mean, that one was kind of lacking in a lot of areas, but... $250 wins on Granblue, wow. That's some dedication. I think the only deck that I have that kind of win count is Shadow Paladin. Let me see here. Yeah, like I got 244 on Shadow. And that's about it. Pale Moon 414. Nova Grappler 111. OTT 158. Royals 135. Kagero 76. Dark Irregulars 44. I need to get like 6 more wins with Dark Irregulars so I get the 50 achievement. Spike Brothers 61. Dimension Police 29, Bermuda Triangle 137, Neo Nectar 160, Granblue 76, Gold Paladin 66, Narukami 24, Great Nature 0, absolutely 0, and Angel Feather 1. 1. I think that was with the rental deck too. Or maybe that was with Ergodial, I don't remember. Nova's from Blau. Yeah, altogether I'm sitting at like 36 total wins. So almost to that 2K. Wow, 244 wins with Bermuda? Wow. Wow, from Blau. Blau.
これならなぎさんを安心して
Let me see, who do I need to do here? This. Yeah, I'll show you guys which one's the VP farmer for me. You guys can probably guess which one of these is the VP farmer. Or got the VP farmer wins. Guess which one of these clans has the VP farmer wins. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal it. So this is the one that has the VP farmers. Yeah, this is the VP farmer one. Yeah. Clan level 33. That's all you need to know. Clan level 33. $414. $414. Yeah. This is the Pale Moon one. I want to get her to clan level 40 because at clan level 40 you get the Lukier sleeves, and I want those sleeves so badly for the deck. This is the only clan that I have that's clan level 30. I think the rest of them, I think the highest one after that would be Shadow at clan level 20. And then Neo Nectar at clan level 16. Or wait, let me see. OTT is clan level 17. Ooh, that means my Neo Nectar deck has a very high win ratio if you look at that, because my OTT one has less wins and it's a higher clan level. That means that it's lost more games than my Neo Nectar deck. I wish they would show you like your win-loss record on these clans, so you would know how many, like what's your percentage. Do you have a high win rate with the clan or a low win rate? Like is it like a 70% win rate or an 80% win rate or an 83% win rate? You know how they have those stats in like MOBA games and stuff? I really wish they would show that. I mean, that would put VP farmers on the spot though. That would reveal VP farmers to the world if like people were streaming and they could see like how many times someone lost with, you know, like someone might have like 414 Pale Moon wins, but they probably have like 1,000 losses or something. Who knows? But I think like the lower your clan level and the higher your win count, that means your win percentage is higher with that clan. See, like my win percentage with Neo Nectar is pretty good. I think my spikes are a little bit better than my Granblue. Well, I don't know. That's hard to tell because Granblue's got like 15 more wins, and they're one level above them. They're like 1.5 levels above them. But that's how you can tell. You can kind of look and see, like, my Shadow Paladins have a really good win rate, too. Shadow Paladin is the only meta clan that I climb with when I just feel like bashing down other meta decks with a meta deck. I mean, I have played my fair share of MLB. Haven't played a whole lot of MLB. I mean, 135 wins. That's not all MLB, because I think I had like 40 to 50 wins with Royals prior to MLB showing up. So it's almost like 100 wins with MLB. 40 less games than Granblue, but it's at the same clan level. Oh, that's a pretty good win record then. Yeah, that's a pretty good indicator. But my Novas are pretty good. Most of these Nova wins are from Perfect Riser. But I just got super bored of that deck, so I didn't really play it a whole lot. Basically, the way I do this is, like, there's a new booster set. I open packs. I try to build all the decks. Whichever one I build the most of, I run that one on ranked until a limited clan event shows up. So in this scenario, like in this month, I pulled a ton of Gold Paladin. So I showcased Turbo Ezel on stream, and that was a pretty hyped stream. I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of the most fun streams I've ever had, showcasing Turbo Ezel, and like Superior calling Dindre on Limit Break, Soul Blast 1, draw a PG. I say give me a PG, and she just gives me the PG. Doing all this stuff, getting crit, getting heal, like double triggers all day with Ezel. And granted, that's high roll, but that is just a lucky day. But I did that with Gold Paladin. Then Gogi shows up, and it's like, okay, now we're gonna roll with Granblue. So now I switch over to Granblue. So now this is the one I'm showcasing. And then like soon, I'll switch over to Spike Brothers when they show up again. 404 wins with OTT. If you want to estimate your win, what? It's an there's a calculator found. Oh, okay. See, I don't think OTT is slow. Okay, if you're playing Tsukuyomi, yes, it's slow. But if you're playing soulless OTT, like Scarlet Witch Coco, I don't think it's that slow. It really just depends on, can you burst, draw into your Silent Toms, and check those crits when you need them to push the opponent to 5. That's all you gotta do with soulless OTT. Soulless OTT is just so much easier to play than Tsukuyomi. It's way less time consuming, it's way less, there's way less thinking. It's less, it's just, I don't think it's necessarily better, but it's just faster. Like, this is my current build. But yeah, if you're playing Tsukuyomi, I can see why you have a high win record with OTT. Solus is the only one that I play. Like, right now, like if I play OTT, I'm gonna be playing Solus. I'm not gonna be playing Tsukuyomi. I mean, I guess I could, but it's super slow. It is more consistent though. Unless you go up against like Turbo Ezel and they're running 9 crit and you just don't have your PGs and they're having a lucky day, then that matchup for Tsukuyomi can be pretty rough. Because it takes you a while to get to your stack, know what's coming up, know when you're gonna get your PGs, assuming you don't already have them, and then like Ezel's just like bearing down on you with the 9 crit build, and he's just deck thinning and stuff like that. So I mean, I feel like there's certain matchups where OTT can run into trouble. The whole like 10k well, okay, Tsukuyomi's 11k Vanguard, so that's not a problem, but I was gonna say like Bumains being able to poke at Scarlet Witch Coco is super annoying. I wish they would buff this to 11k. There's no reason why this can't be 11k. This, along with like Golden Beast Tamer, and Thanatos, all 3 of those cards should be 11k. I feel like if this was 11k, this deck would also see a lot more play. Because it's pretty legit. As long as you got Silent Toms, it's good to go. 3 grade 3s and... I feel like the best way to play OTT is with 4 Silent Tom. Especially in the current meta. Crits and 4 Silent Tom. Stands are too slow. They require too much setup. You push damage too slowly. You have to have boosters in the late game. If you're playing against someone like Kagero, you're gonna have a hard time. If you play stands, crits just you want the crits to push the opponent to 5. All you need is the crits to push them to 5. Or like the only thing that can get in your way is the PGs holding them at like 4 or 3 for an extra turn. That's the only time that it's annoying. But it can also still work in your favor for many reasons. One of them being that you're denying the opponent counterblast resources, so they can't easily retaliate. You're denying limit break, so they're reliant on self damagers at that point. You're denying Blaster Blade from having counterblast 2 because you stuck him at 3 and he only had 1 open counterblast or no counterblast. There's so many scenarios where the crits just come through and just do things inherently good for you, even if you didn't deal them damage off of the crit. As long you got the perfect guard out, that might have been the only one in their hand, and then you just bear down on them the following turn, and then you just silent tom them and they just die. Exactly. Tsukuyomi is slow. It's like Kagero. It runs into issues where if it gets rushed hard and it doesn't have the correct number of interceptors to defend on those next 2 turns, then it's in trouble. So for what I did with my Solus build, my previous Solus OTT build was not running her, but I put her back in because I think that this card is really good at helping you dig for triggers in the early game, because you want to try to top deck crits or something like that. So I feel like this helps a lot at making the deck play a lot more like the CEO build, because essentially you're also creating a stack with this deck. You create a stack early, like Gaga helps create the stack, this helps create the stack. You know what you're twin driving, so you kind of know what's in between those plays, stuff like that. You're not too reliant on the stack though. You're just kind of just rolling with what you're getting. Hey, thanks for the sub. Yeah, but Tsukuyomi is still a pretty good deck, but it's just kind of slow right now. I feel like Solus is better. It's interesting because it kind of, the meta sort of reflects how Season 2 played out when you think about it, because like the actual anime, because like Misaki started Asia Circuit with Tsukuyomi, then she switched to Scarlet Witch Coco. She went Solus build in the middle of the season, and then at the end of the season she switched back to CEO and she was playing Goddess of the Sun at the end. And then I think like Kamui, I think he started with Beast Deity, Azure Dragon. He switched over to Risers, even though I think it's strange because we already had Risers like way before Beast Deities, but he switched to Perfect Riser in the middle of the season, and then he switched back to Beast Deities. He went Illuminal Dragon Cross right at the end. So yeah, I feel like they adapted to their meta. So I feel like Solus is more fun to play than Tsukuyomi, unless you're just a big fan of creating the stack. But that deck certainly takes a lot of practice compared to this one. This one with 4 Silent Tom can just outright kill the opponent if they're at 5. Like Kagero, most of the time, won't even search the PG off of Conroe if they're up against OTT. They're most likely always going to search Airmo, because they already know this guy. They're already expecting this guy, so they're just gonna go for the Airmo and try to get their restand play as fast as they can to try to keep up. But this deck is more of like a high tempo deck. Yeah, exactly. I think you should definitely try this instead of Tsukuyomi. I mean, assuming you have Coco. If you don't have Scarlet Witch Coco, then yeah, then you can't play it, unfortunately. But I've had the most fun playing Solus. I never really liked playing Tsukuyomi. It's just too. The games take a longer time. You're constantly having to look through the log. After several games, you don't always have to check the log because you kind of start remembering you just kind of like look at you just kind of eyeball your drive checks, so you kind of know. And then the only thing you really need to note down is your initial ride chain stack. But only 2 of what? This? You don't really need this though. I mean, you could still run, like, there's other choices. Instead of Skywitch Nana, you can run, let's see. You can still run this. This is still a pretty solid card as a substitute. Anything that can swing 13, basically. Because she's basically a 13k attacker. So, this is a good substitute if you don't have her at max copies. Yeah, once you play the deck a whole lot, then you don't really have to check the stack that much. When I play the deck, the only time I check the stack is to check what is my first, like, 15 cards at the top of the stack from the ride chain. I kind of eyeball my drive check so I know, like, okay, it depends on if I rode, then I'll have like 4 instead of 5, and then if I rode again, then I have 8. If I rode a third time, then I only have, you know what I mean? Like, it's 12. So, if you misride, then you count a 5th card down there. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing Goddess of the Sun. I've got the SP just for it. So, Goddess of the Sun, you can expect to see that on this stream, too, later on. The only 2 decks that I plan to play at the end of Season 2 are Goddess of the Sun, Glory Maelstrom, and maybe Spectral Duke, Chrome Jailer. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to be playing Spectral Duke and Chrome Jailer in the final season. I'm going to play Spectral Duke next month. I'm going to be playing Pale Moon, Spectral Duke, Musketeers, Arboros, and Maiden of Trailing Rose. Next month, those 4, assuming we get Neonectar, I think we will. But those 4 are the decks for next month on this stream. And then the following month will be like Aqua Force and what's the other one? Coral, Pacifica, basically all the water stuff. The Blue Nation will be like Aqua Force and Bermuda mostly, and then maybe Battle Sisters, maybe Reiji. And then the the finale of Season 2 Asia Circuit will be Goddess of the Sun, Glory Maelstrom, and maybe I'll do Illuminal Dragon Beast Deities. So those 3, not really too into Narukami, so probably not gonna see the blood. If I build Dungaree Unlimited, I find that deck to be fascinating, so I might actually play Dungaree Unlimited, but I have to pull Dungaree Unlimited. But yeah, and then I'll play Metatron if I pull Metatron, because I like Angel Feathers also. Great Nature's the one that, if I didn't pull them from the packs, I'm not gonna bother crafting them. So Great Nature's probably gonna be the one that you aren't gonna see too much of on this stream, unfortunately. Unless I get super lucky and pull all the Polaris stuff, and then I'll be playing it. T1000 is pretty tough this season. Top 1000. I don't know. You just try to get Legend 30. Just get Legend 30 and hope that it stays in top 1000 around that number. That's my goal, is get Legend 30. That's all it is. If I can get the SP Ezel, I'm good. But I'm not gonna go to Legend 50 anymore. I don't see the point. It's just too time consuming. The main thing is basically get 2 million VP every season and try to get Legend 30 every season. That's basically the goal. Like for me, it used to be 2 million VP and or 1.2 million VP, but I usually always ended up getting 2 million VP naturally. So 2 million VP and Legend 50. Now, Legend 30 is the new Legend 50. So, yeah. So I've only got like 7 levels to go. And we've got, what, like 4 days or something, so I'll probably get them. If I have to, I'll resort to climbing with Shadows again, and maybe MLB again, just because... If it takes me too long to get to Legend 25, then I'm gonna just use MLB to get to 25, then I'll try Granblue again later. I don't know. I think the cutoff will be around like Legend 32, Legend 33, somewhere around there. That's my estimate. I don't think you gotta go up to 35. Have I done tournament? Yes, I've done. I did tournament the first week. I haven't done it this weekend. I did it last weekend. Where is it? I've got 12 coupons, and I've got the Champions Tournament invitation. This thing stacks though, right? So I guess if I get 3 consecutive wins again, then I'll have another one. But I don't really care too much about the tournament. I don't really care too much about the awards right now. I mean, the only thing that I need from this is a Surikaiser, just so I have a playset of it. This is the only thing I actually need. In terms of what I want, probably the Nightmare Doll Alice. Maybe the Trumpeter Girl, but I hate MLB, so probably Nightmare Doll Alice. I probably want like 1 Nightmare Doll Alice and 1 Trumpeter, just because they were supposed to be season cards. But I don't really need them. I already have 4 of both of them. Okay, so the tournament thing stacks. That's good to know. Because I wasn't sure about that. I played the tournament the very first day that the feature was available, and my matchups were... what was my first game? My first game was against Perfect Riser. My second game was a VP Farmer, and that was really confusing, because that made me realize that all it does is it queues you up with like people that are playing ranked. And then the third match, it was a Galahad VP Farmer, and the third match was what was the third match? I think it was Narukami or something. It was either Narukami or it was Ezel. I forget which one. I think it was Narukami. The first game was Perfect Riser against Perfect Riser. And what did he do? He had to ride a grade 1 Sentinel, and then he used Transriser when he wanted to do the absorb thing for the Perfect Riser critical. He basically top decked like Transriser, and like I think a grade 1 6k or something. So he over absorbed. He like went up to like 26k with crit. But I don't know what happened to him. I remember something bad happening. Oh, I 6 damage heal on him. That's right. I won because I 6 damage healed on him. And then the second one was the VP Farmer Galahad, and then the third one was a Narukami, and the Narukami guy was running that weird... the Narukami opponent was running... I remember that deck. It caught me off guard. He was running... where is it? He was running the Mega Blast, this guy. So my Narukami matchup, my final matchup to get the champion ladder thing was against this thing. And it was funny because he was running this. I was like, I wasn't expecting this. I managed to win, but it was just like, it was surprising to see this. I was expecting like Vermilion and Dungaree, and instead it was like, it was some budget build with this stuff. Do we even know what the champion rewards are? The championship tournament rewards are? The one with the one that's held at the end of the month? Have they posted or revealed what those prizes are? Yeah. The thing with this guy was, in this matchup, when I read the card, I realized I needed to hold my... I had to always try to keep like 1 grade 2 in my hand up until like the last end of the game, where I always had to make sure I would put 2 Sentinels when I was at 4 damage or more, I would always bring out 2 Sentinels. If I was at 3 damage or less, I would only play like, I would have a grade 3 and 1 Intercept. Did I say Sentinel? I meant Interceptor. Like at 4 and 5 against this guy, I would always put like 2 Interceptors. So he would only have the one, like when he wanted to do the Mega Blast, because the thing that almost killed me was he called down the grade 1 Desert Gunner and blocked one of my Interceptors, or nullified one of my Interceptors. So I thought I was going to lose, but I had like 2 PGs, so I was safe. Yeah, the Perfect Riser one was funny, because I would have lost that one, but I just like 6 damage healed on that one, and then just proceeded to beat him on the following turn, because he didn't have any Interceptors. He had like Muscle Hercules, Perfect Riser with a 26k with a crit, and I forget what his other grade 3 was, but I remember he had Muscle Hercules. And then he used Muscle Hercules to kill my Interceptor. He used whatever the other thing was. I think it was the Purple Riser grade 2 or something to kill the other Interceptor. And then Perfect Riser swung in. I did not have a PG, and I was at 4 damage, so I 6 damage healed on him. And then he was already at 5, so I knew, I was like, oh great, I might whiff my heal if it's on 5, and it ended up being on 6, so I 6 damage healed, and then I proceeded to beat him, because he was already at 5, and he rode 1 PG, and he was already out 1, and I saw him drive check 1, so I guess the other one was somewhere in his deck. But Perfect Riser is still pretty strong. Perfect Riser is still a relatively easy deck to climb the ladder with. But alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. It was fun playing Granblue. This build, for those wondering, well, let me just go ahead and throw the Granblue up here on stream at the end here. But this, I encourage everybody to try out Granblue if you're lucky enough to pull all the cards. The Spirit Exceed and Cositis Turbo deck is definitely the way to go. Crits are also definitely the way to go in this fast-paced meta, where you have opponents that have permanent critical like MLB. Perfect Riser still sees play for now, from time to time. He has permanent critical as well. He swings with a huge number, 23 with crit. Who else? Phantom Blaster Overlord with that Persona Blast crit. Even Phantom Blaster Dragon with critical. In the meta, there's a bunch of like opponents running critical triggers, so you kind of need to give them a taste of their own medicine. So you need to run crits. That's what I'm trying to say here. Try it out. It works better. Your attack order is easier to understand. Just swing, kill an interceptor, swing Vanguard, hope for a crit. That's all I gotta do. It's super fun. Granblue's super fun currently. I wanted to show off Cutlass, but we weren't able to in this stream. Unfortunately, we kept on damage checking him, which is kind of funny. But yeah, this build is pretty solid. I like the 3/3/3 on the grade 2s with the 4 Night Mist. Can I make a meta Perfect Riser deck? I got one right here. There. These 2 crits that you see here could be draws. You can just run 9 draw if you want. I just kind of want to high roll them, because I figure if your opponent, in fact, you don't even really need to run Lion Heat. You can just run like 2 Metal Droid or even Muscle Hercules. But I never really found a need for Muscle Hercules in Perfect Riser, to be honest. You only counterblast like 2 times. You use like 4 counterblasts per game on average. So one time for him, and maybe 1 time for her, and you know, if not her, then Brutal Jack. So Muscle Hercules is okay, but I don't think he's needed. This is also probably not even needed. So I guess the crits aren't really needed. You can run like 9 draw, and that's probably better, but I just like the idea of just randomly luck sacking an extra critical when the opponent doesn't have a PG. They're at 3 damage, and I just deal them 3 damage right there and end the game right there and then. So Yeah, but this is pretty much meta, except if you want to make it more meta, you take out the 2 criticals. Like you take out Lion Heat completely probably and just run Muscle Hercules or Metal Droid. I would probably just go with Metal Droid and make it 9 draw. Something like this. There. That's a more meta deck. If I had a 4th Asura Kaiser, and this is the reason why I want my 4th Asura Kaiser. Because you can see right here I only have 3. It's funny how I pull like 4 perfect risers. In fact, I already have 4 of the original. This is the deck that I used to climb like back when he was new. I used this. I never really used Tsukuyomi. I used Tsukuyomi like a little bit, and then I switched to Perfect Riser because it's just so much less of a hassle. But yeah, something like this would be good. If you don't have Ultimate Life Form, you don't need him. You just run 4 Metal Droid. Like a more budget build, if you don't have this, would be 4 Metal Droid. And I guess 2 Muscle Hercules or something. Something like this, probably. Wait, why is it so many? Oh, he's the heal. Yeah, something like this. If you don't have Cosmo Lord, just run this. 4 Metal Droid, 2 Muscle Hercules. Just, that's basically it. Pull 3 Asura and 4 Jax. First few packs, yeah. I mean, you could also do this if you want to just go all out aggro. Run all the Jax that you can. Yeah. Something like this. If you want, like, strong interceptors that force the opponent to commit boosters, or if they don't even have the booster, then their Vanguard is forced to have to swing into him or something like that. I don't know. I kind of like Kirara at 2, though. Maybe even 3 Kirara and only 2 Jack. But Jack is just really good. It's hard to run over. So that's something. That's a deck that's pretty good, I would say, for and this deck is still good. It's still easy to climb the ladder with. Because it's permanent critical. I mean, there's gonna be games where your opponent just is unlucky and they don't have perfect guards when they need them. So alright, that's gonna be it. But Granblue, we'll be back with more Granblue next time, I guess. Until Spike Brothers, we're gonna be using Granblue. You might expect to see some Shadow Paladin on this stream because I might need to use Shadow Paladin just to help me close out Legend 30. So Granblue, Shadow Paladin, and maybe Neo Nectar again. Haven't really touched Neo Nectar since, but I'll probably pick them up again to help climb, because Neo Nectar is still pretty good at climbing the ladder. Even with the limit break decks, it still does pretty good. Spikes is actually, what, next weekend? Aren't they like next weekend? They're like a week from now, aren't they? Because Goki leaves tomorrow. This is the last day. And then the exchange period for Goki is until Wednesday. And then he's fully gone after Wednesday. So I think Spikes show up next weekend, actually. So it's a week. We still have to wait like a week for Spike Brothers. So that should give you guys some time to, you know, do your dailies, get your gems, do story mode, hard mode, if you haven't already done it. I'm still in the process of doing story mode, or hard mode on story. Because I used to ignore story mode, or the hard mode, because it wastes stamina. But this is a good way to get free packs. Just going back through the story mode is a good way to just get free packs. So yeah, because you just do these achievements, you get so many exchange vouchers going through story mode. So I recommend you go through hard mode if you're free to play and you're looking for more ways to farm up packs. Hard mode is another good way to get packs for free. Doing that, I think how many exchange tickets do I have right now? So I see I've almost got like 20, so I almost have like 2 more packs. I'm up at 66 packs right now. And we aren't even at 2 million VP yet, so this is what I mean by saving up the packs. This is how you save up for like 150 packs for the following set. Because I know since I need all those pale moons, I'm going to need to open a ton of packs. Like 170 or 200 packs. So we got to save it up. Yeah, I think it's Friday night or Saturday evening, somewhere around there for spikes. But alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Goki's going to be leaving the port soon. He's going to be sailing out. And then I think Ren is going to replace him. Because, oh no, Kyo's going to come back. Yeah, Kyo's going to come back. I think Ren's going to be temporarily in charge of the store, and then Kyo comes back later. The Gold Paladin Ren, which is actually just a Shadow Paladin Ren, should be the next one. But yeah, we'll be back next time with more Granblue, with Shadow Paladin, maybe Pale Moon on stream, maybe some Dimension Police, I don't know, maybe Dark Irregulars too. We'll see. I don't know, but I really need to try to hit like Legend 30 before I switch to those lower tier decks. So alright guys, it's been fun. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.